Wait, guy, wait.
I don't know what Tunde's doing, you know.
Start the thing, guy.
It started, bro.
Man had to bring out the jewels because this is an American session today. So, you know, we had to come with a drip. And Spence, why you got like this? Why you got like this?
What are you talking about?
Bro, I always see you guy like this. Oh yes, my name is Spencer Fearon, and I have a big Daytona watch on, or it could be the Rolex, but I want everyone to see. Big up Spencer Fearon, my brother in crime and prosperity, legality, not crime, legality. My brother in legality. But anyway, let's start this thing, Benny Rankin.
Come on,
dream it. Believe it, become it.
Come on down. Listen, man, as you can see in the background, you know what I mean? My girl Kalusha doing her thing. She was a very, very impressive win last night. And I know a lot of you guys, which I'm grateful for, because you was all supporting up the thing. You guys were all up on the comments and everything else. Boy, bare people up on there as well. So, you know what I mean? Big up Bobby Wright. Late show 42 Lions, you know what time of day it is.
But we had almost
recovered. Pound for pound TV. Yeah, you're putting up that you're the first. Benny Stokes. Let me just see, because I think keeps on flicking up and down there, yeah? So yeah, man, I'm just grateful for the show was wicked yesterday.
Listen, wicked meaning good. Let's just say that. But the show was off the chisane. And one of our low supporters has already come in the thing.
Dana
Jones. What timepiece is that, Spencer Fearon? He wants to know.
It's a classic quorum. They've been discontinued. I've had this watch for 15 years. I bought a couple of them, but I've had this watch for 15 years. And it was, I mean, when I just got my managing promoter's license, I remember buying it, and yeah. And
I remember you getting it.
Yeah.
I remember you getting it because you kept on talking to me like this. Yeah. I got the show. I got the show. But yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm just grateful. Also, you know what I mean? I got to big up my guy, Mr. Hunt, down at Switzerland Watches. I got to big him up down on Ox Street. No, Bond Street. He's at Bond Street. Got to big him up as well. But those people I could big up. But you know what I mean? I got to big up that you because they're proper supporter.
But yeah, it was a fantastic show yesterday, Spence. Over 1,500.
2,000 on the live. It was 2,000 we had.
2,000 people
on the live.
On the live.
Yeah.
It was absolutely a fantastic show and great fights on the card, and as usual we had the banter. It was just a tremendous show, and a bit of history was made, you know, yesterday in terms of getting over the 1,000 into the 2,000 mark of people live on our show. That's massive for us. That's massive, and it's only going to get bigger.
Of course it is. Of course it's only going to get bigger, but the thing about it is this. What I realize is that the more gratitude that you express is the more abundance that you experience. So when you show that gratefulness to you people who listen to us and know that there's no hold bars with me. You know what I mean? Tunde likes to be diplomatic, but he's agreeing with everything I'm saying, right? I'm just grateful that we have built something which is authentic to boxing. You know what I mean? Because here you have a man like within Tunde who's been in this game for 20 years now.
Yes,
sir. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I've been inside or involved. I've been involved with boxing now for 40 years. I want people to realize this. That's mad, right? For 40 years, I've been involved in boxing where I walked in the gym at 8 years old. But before then, I had a passion and a love for it. But that's another story for another day. So I'm just grateful that we express what we're talking about. No kick, no kissing no one's bottom, no kind of, you know what I mean, trying to just be thankful because you're on certain platforms. Create your own platform.
There you go.
So that's it. So big up every person, man.
God blesses the child that has his own.
I'm telling you that now, because if you don't have your own, you'll starve to death.
Come on, you know this, or you're waiting for others. So we ain't waiting for no one. We're putting in work regardless, all day, every day. But just touching, just a little recap of the show last night. We have the professional debut of young Caroline Dubois. She done her thing, was a bit nervous, but at the end of the day, you know, she was in there with a girl that didn't come to lie down. And it was a great experience. Sometimes, you know, getting 4 rounds under your belt. Me, I'm a knockout merchant. I love the knockout, but getting 4 rounds under your belt in your professional debut is good for you because this experience, you're soaking up more of the crowd, you know, and she done well. She done well, Spence.
Oh, she did excellently well. And not only that, she's still a young whippersnapper. So, you know what I mean? She's only going to improve. She's only going to get better. She's only going to get, and all she's got to do is stay focused. And, you know what I mean? You know the setup with the dad. You know the setup, like with how he was very regimental on certain things, and you know what I mean. And it's a big thing that she's on Sky because it's a massive platform to push her. You know what I mean. And the best thing is this: that them linking up with this Ben Shalom at Boxer is because he ain't really got no stars yet. So he's looking to build stars. But what Ben Shalom does have, he does have a wealth of experience behind him because he's got Johnny Wish behind him. Johnny Wish was incremental in Matchroom.
Yes.
Right?
Big up Johnny Wish.
Johnny Wish. And also I've got to say, like, Johnny Wish is one of the real ones. Like, I mean, you rarely get certain people. Johnny Wish was one of the real ones. And it's nice to see him still be back in the game because, like, when Eddie Hearn came in, Johnny Wish was there, and then Johnny Wish, Eddie Hearn's way of thinking was like, which I understand. I'm gonna bring us young guys in now, but the young guys don't have the experience. You know what I mean? Johnny Wish has got a lot of experience, so it is what it is, and we are on the road to the 10,000 subscribers, and that's kind of nuts because there's so many things or so many people out there that people could be listening to. So I appreciate every single one of you guys on here.
Before we touch on other aspects of the show, let's just, bruv, you know what, we're not no long thing. Let's just jump straight into the thing. Bruv. And Chris Eubanks, his performance, Liam Williams' performance, and just straight off the back, I see a comment from Mr. Al Kuya, and he says, first and foremost, this is the best podcast in the business. Keep going, guys. He says he finds it strange Chris Eubanks Jr. is coming under a lot of criticism, considering a lot of experts predicted it was a 50-50 fight. Not me. But
listen, right, you just put the words out of my mouth. Big up Naz as well, just jumped on it. Yeah, Naz, I see you. Yeah, I mean, I see you with J Electronica. Big up yourself, bruv. I'm just keeping this thing 100. In the beginning, and I like Liam Williams a lot. I like him a lot. You know what I mean? In the beginning, I thought that this fight, that was going to be in Liam Williams' favor, right? And I went down to Adam Booth's gym and I saw Liam Williams spar. I never said nothing to nobody until I said after the fight's done. And
you told me.
He looked big to him. No, Tunde.
You told me.
Yeah, but he looked massive. Apart from I didn't say it publicly. He looked massive. That's why you never see me doing no IFL or none of them kind of things, right?
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Right. No, Tunde. I was saying in my head, I'm saying, brother, you can't do 11-6.
So that may explain the punch resistance or lack of.
Yeah, because he was getting knocked down by jabs. Yeah. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, like, bro, you're getting knocked down by jabs. And allegedly, from very good sources, a few days prior to the fight, he was 15 pounds. That is a stone and 1 pound overweight.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When I heard you say that yesterday, that ain't nothing, Spence. I'll be honest with you. Professional fighters, the things I've seen in the gyms in America.
But regardless of that, what I'm trying to say, you're with you're with Adam Booth, this master tactician, and man who ticks every box. I'm not knocking. I'm being real. So that, for me, as far as I'm concerned, is a lack of professionalism. But not only that, but I know like certain guys that were sparring with him, and they were telling me about how the spars were doing and how they were getting on in the spars. So I was thinking, right, okay, but also, and I'm going to be real, I have my reservations about Chris Eubank Jr. because as far as I'm concerned, and I'm saying this now, Chris Eubank Jr. has an identity crisis.
Why you say that? Why you say that, bro? You need
Because
to
he thinks
explain
he's
that.
Eubank Senior sometimes. He thinks he's Roy Jones now.
Rita Jones, not Roy Jones.
Right. Right.
Rita Jones. It's not Roy Jones.
So as
Hey,
far
that
as
ain't Roy Jones, fam.
right. So as far as I'm concerned, you got identity crisis. But now you're finding yourself, and then also, why is it? Has the people in the press been told not to mention the fact that a few months ago his brother drowned under suspicious circumstances? No one's not talking about that. Do you know what I mean? So you think that's not playing on your mind? And them two were tight. You know what I mean? Them two were tight. You just lost your brother. And since he's boxed on British soil, after his brother's passing, he had the one fight a few months ago that to me that wasn't impressive. And this fight again, yes, Fifi. This fight again, I went too impressed, but I'm not knocking him. But it's just that I just believe that he can do better than that. That is it.
First and foremost, as always, first man in the ting, Fifi starting the ball rolling, €9.99. I haven't got my converter on me, but I know that's peas. that's 3 portions of chicken and chips down Peckham. So anyway, Fifi says, good evening. Nobody can deny that you guys are authentic and not compromised by sponsors, broadcast companies, like many company man journalists. This show is growing day by day. Keep grinding. There you go. Beautiful comment. Come on, we're just doing our thing. I told Spence from the jump, we need to do our own thing, Spence. We don't want no chains on our mouths. We need to be able to say, because we're not rude. That's one thing no one can't say. We're not being rude. We're just literally just talking what's in our minds. And that is what a free person is allowed to do. And that the freedom that we have has allowed us to speak how we speak without no fear and actually relate to just a normal boxing fan. And even those that don't even watch boxing, but just like to hear a conversation, good conversation.
That's what I can say. I can't say no more than that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm grateful for the position. I'm grateful for just doing my thing. What's this? Rotted Tunde Spencer. I know it's a serious show when you're both rocking black. Come on, man.
Come on.
Shit. 1 second, man. I got to take this call.
Here we go.
Hello?
If it's not the children, putting the children to bed. Gary, if it's not putting the children to bed or the washing.
No. Sorry, it's free.
Ironing.
It's free.
Oh, no, what going on? What's Spencer going on with? Oh, so he's put it on mute. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Big up Bobby Wright. Yeah, I did hear your question, Bobby, about what do you recommend a fighter? Well, listen, we know what the board stipulates. We know that what health people stipulate, and which is £2 per week is a safe.
Nobody don't do that.
There is not one professional that has to make weight. I'm just keeping it real. That is dropping £2 a week. There ain't. Lies. It's just all lies. Fighters are fighters for a reason. They're not the look good GQ magazine 12-pack man them that look like they don't have no chocolates and KFC. No, fighters are real, raw, rugged people that wanna better themselves, and so there's certain laws that we just don't stick to. And one of them is dropping £2 a week.
Big up my brother Nas, salam bros. I agree with Spence. I was very disappointed in Eubank, even though he won. He seemed like he has a few more gears, but at 32, can he do it? If you think about it, Leon on the independent ranking system, people at 160 pounds, Leon Williams was ranked at number 10. Chris Eubank Jr. is at 6. Right? That is a proper domestic tear-up fight. You know what I mean? And which British boxing has done time and time again, like Mark Taylor versus Errol Christie, Mark Taylor versus Harold Graham. You know what I mean? We do that. Taylor versus Simpson versus Alaminta. We do this when we get two top flight guys who are highly ranked. You know what I mean? Similarly to April of 1989 in the tent.
Come on, the knowledge.
Right, in Finsbury. Nigel Benn versus Michael Watson. I think Michael Watson was ranked number 3 in the world, and Nigel Benn was ranked number 4 in the world, and they ended up clashing each other. Do you know what I mean? So, and that was for the Commonwealth Championship, which was actually owned by Nigel Benn at the time, right? So we can't say that these things they don't happen. It actually does happen. I think at that time, right, in 1989, I think Michael Watson got £100,000 for that fight. Big money, that, right? Big money, right? So I don't think like when we're seeing like there's still highly ranked guys. Chris Eubank Jr. He's a highly ranked professional. What I'm saying is like when I'm not disrespecting when I say I think he's got identity crisis. I just think that he should just be himself. When I'm seeing him like come on, that was very reminiscent to Roy Jones versus David Telesco, remember?
Yeah, but isn't that a case of the teacher rubbing off on the student?
It's a case of the teacher, but what essence or points is that rubbing off on him? What, to showboat like that? No, stick to the authenticity of boxing, my friend.
Well, I guess Roy Jones wasn't trying to be no one but himself.
No, exactly. Because I remember there was an interview in a KO magazine in 1990 with Roy Jones, right? Remember, Roy Jones went to 88 Olympics and he got robbed against Shing Chong Pak when they robbed him blind, right? And they said to Roy Jones, "Are you gonna be the next Sugar Ray Leonard? Are you gonna be next?" He said, "I don't want to be the next Sugar Ray Leonard." He said, I want to be the first Roy Jones." And I think the teacher rubbing off on you, yeah, but I think you should adapt the same thing where Chris Eubank Jr., even though his father's namesake, he should say, "I want to be the first Chris Eubank Jr. I don't want to be."
I mean, listen, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing trying to emulate someone.
No, it's not. It's not.
Definitely. But I just feel that the way he done it yesterday, it didn't even look good. It didn't look good at all. But big up Bobby Wright. He said, "What do you think of, thank you for the 449 donation first and foremost." He said, "What do you think of Conor Benn call out? What do you think of the Conor Benn call out, Spence?"
He said he fight my catch rate, right? He said he fight my catch rate. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I would be interested to see that fight happen, you know?
100%.
I'll be interested to see that fight happen.
100%.
To me, at 160, Eubank looked a little bit drained yesterday, even though he did. He looked a bit drained.
Yeah, he didn't look strong.
Right, he didn't look strong, but he didn't fight weak. He boxed within himself, but he didn't look like, oh my goodness gracious, a monster. And maybe it's because he's being reserved, because I remember like he used to let his hands go in fights and throw like 60-punch combination, right? He's got a terrific engine on it. But when
I keep on hearing about the terrific engine, but I never see that last night.
You never?
I'll be honest.
Once.
Yeah, I never see no terrific engine last night. I don't know if anyone can show me different. I didn't see a Ricky Hatton in there swinging for 12 rounds, or I didn't see a Manny Pacquiao with constant pressure and constant work rate. I saw someone that, as Spence said, looked within himself or was fighting within himself. But maybe that's just a new style that he's adopted, a more safety approach. But yeah, I see people, my man Christopher Anthony shouting about Cash versus Eubanks. That is a good fight. Arash Boxing is in the building. Left hook, right uppercut. Let's go, gentlemen. Bro, what's the matter with my throat? I was keeping. But it's not that show today. Today's the informative show. Thank you for the 124 people on live. Please press the like button, the subscribe button. We need your support. Speak Out TV says, Claressa is not an accurate puncher. She does not know how to place her punches. She will get sparked by Marshall. No, sir. No, sir. I'm not agreeing with that. I'm just not agreeing with that. I'm just being honest. She looked like an accurate puncher to me yesterday. Because if you saw the commentary, or if you heard the commentary that I was doing, those shots were precise. The way she was sizing up herself, shoulder forward, dipping, slipping, riding, the GWOAT was looking tremendous. Don't tell me about she didn't look good. That's your opinion. But I'm telling you from my opinion, Tunde Ajayi's opinion. CLARESSA Shields last night looked the business. And in my opinion, it's going to be very difficult for anyone to test her because she looked spot on last night. And you lot are all talking about Savannah and all this, but really, we need to see some competition. I'm not saying she can't fight, but I ain't seen no real competition yet. They brought over some village girl to fight her last time out, and bro, that weren't good. But I've always said that Savannah is a good boxer, but to say that Claressa is not a great boxer, you're just fooling yourself. And guess what? As soon as Spencer come back on, the GWOAT is with us. Yeah, I said the GWOAT. The GWOAT stands for the greatest woman of all time. Self-proclaimed, and it don't matter if you're self-proclaimed, because you're supposed to. You're supposed to talk well about yourself before you expect anyone else to talk well about you. So that self-proclamation of the GWOAT is needed. It's called for. And guess what? I think she's a double Olympian.
Yes, she is.
One of the youngest to ever do it. She's racked up belts in three. Is it 3 or 4? I'm sure it's three weight classes. Yeah, 3 weight classes.
Middle and junior middleweight.
And she done it back to front. So how can she not be the GOAT with that kind of resume already? Come on, man. Listen, any haters, I'm just going to shut you down tonight because I don't want to hear it, because me and Spencer we was just enjoying the box. Even the referee was enjoying the thing. The referee was supposed to stop the fight, but the referee was enjoying the boxing so much, he just allowed it to go on. He allowed that poor girl to take a beating.
Yeah.
He allowed that poor girl to take a beating. I don't know, that girl's body and head must be mashed up this morning. Anyway, you know me, I'm on one. Let's, without further ado, bring in, I always say that wrong, further ado, bring in the one, the lovely smile, the electric presence, the one, the only, the GWOAT, the greatest woman of all time, the one, the only, CLARESSA Shields.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Come on, in the building. See, I saw the thing last night, CLARESSA. I see it. I was gassing up the place. People thought I was mad. I was gassing it so much because you see the rolling, the dipping, the pulling.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was extremely sharp, extremely in shape, and
sharp.
And then the body work was insane last night.
Come on. But you know what? As much as they wanted to deny it, I was calling every shot. Right to the body, right hook to the head, right onto the forehead, right onto the nose, the chin, the braids. Everything got right hand last night. Right hand, stab to the body.
You know what? I just hate that she had to endure that for 10 rounds, because round 5 she's ready to go. Round 6 she's ready to go. Round 7 she's ready to go. It's like I started telling myself, like, slow down, you're gonna punch yourself out. They don't fucking stop this fight, because I know damn well the fight should have been stopped.
Come on.
Claressa, I've seen all your fights, right? Since you came to London. Me and Claressa been talking since 2012 when she came to London, right? And I remember she's been calling me uncle from then. And I'm telling you this now. I ain't never seen you box like that.
Yeah,
Never.
Yeah.
No,
I had told everybody, I said, I'm coming back to boxing with a vengeance. You know, after the MMA split decision, I told everybody, like, I'm coming back to boxing with a vengeance. And I'm about to show y'all not to ever put me number 3 or number 2 on no fucking pound for pound list. Because the skills that I haven't even shown yet. Like, that was light. I'm better than that last night. I'm better than that. I just rise to the occasion. It depends on who my opponent is.
Yes.
So I took it up some notches for Emma, which totally outclassed her. When I get in there and fight against Savannah Marshall, I'm gonna make her look like she's a high school girl who just started boxing last month.
Come on,
that's what I'm gonna do to her.
Talk the thing. And let me say, just on that note, do you think that you needed that rest? You needed that break from boxing after accomplishing so much in the sport at such a young age and an early age, being at that level? You know, do you think you needed a break? Because sometimes a break is what is needed. And to me, after seeing that performance last night, in my opinion, I think the break done you well.
Yeah, I think the break had done me well, but also too, just doing something that I really wanted to do. I really wanted to test myself in MMA. It was always on my mind in every boxing camp that I was having, to be getting compared to Amanda Nunes after every fight. And she's, you know, way more known than me in America. It was like, I had to go over there and try myself in MMA. It was something that I had to do personally for myself. You know, it had nothing to do with nobody else, or, you know, boxing was getting boring. Like, I love boxing. Like, that's what I could do in my sleep. You know, it's easy for me, but it still just was like, I really want to test myself. And when I came back to boxing, I just have a great team. I have Gerald Tucker and Coach John Jackson. And we spent so much time in camp. I'm like, look, we know I can outclass all these girls, but what am I missing? And
we just lost her.
But while she's gone, big up Leon Figures. He says, respect Jen's absolute quality guest, and I look forward to her settling this issue with Marshall in the ring. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Videos to view. Big up Tunde and Spence. Exclusive thing. You know how this thing goes. Tio says, congratulations, champ. Marshall fought ranking and beat her more emphatically. Okay, good point. I guess they both fought ranking, right? Is that right?
Yep, they did. They did. But this is the thing about this. It's like everything is about growth. And I think before, Claressa was trying too hard, knowing that she's trying to win over American fans. And I think she was being too aggressive based, where we weren't getting to see her skill, because she said, look, I'm just going to punch you up. I'm just going to throw hands at you. I'm going to punch you up. And we never got to see the skills that I saw demonstrated in the 2012 Olympics and in the 2016 Olympics. I never got a chance to see that. I'm now got a chance to see that last night was special. Do you know what I mean? And she didn't even have to go and push for the stoppage. You know what I mean? And a matter of fact, I'm glad that she never got the stoppage, neither. I'm just going to be real with you.
Yes.
Right? I'm glad she never got it. Reason why? Because you're going to think, right, it should have been stopped. She knows it shouldn't be stopped. But she also going to know there's more to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big up Diana Jones again for the $5. He said, CS, CLARESSA Shields, is the greatest American boxing ever, and she's simply beautiful in my Al Green voice, and beautiful smile to match, no punching me. Laugh out loud. Big up, Dana. Yeah, she's definitely doing her bits, and as you say, it may well be the case. I mean, she said it. We're waiting for her to come back, but you know, better opponent, you see a better CLARESSA, because the way she was placing shots, like I'm gonna keep saying it. I ain't seen that before, Spence. I ain't seen that. And as she said,
how she placed her feet, I liked how the feet. She was like martial arts. See, people don't realize that boxing is martial arts.
There you go.
Right? It is not just me jumping, and if I hit you, you hit me, and I hit you, I'll knock you out. It's martial arts. It's timing. It's setting up shots. It's thinking 4 or 5 steps ahead. Do you know what I mean? And you got to do little feints and little nuances to fool people, to doing that, to fall into your traps. And I could see how she's setting up traps. I could see when she's going to the ropes, she's waiting for a second, she's waiting for my girl to come in. Hey, right hand. straight down the line. So I'm enjoying this or seeing this growth here because Savannah Marshall will bring out the best in her, and she will bring out the best in Savannah Marshall, and that's going to be one hell of a fight. You know what I mean? And I think finally Claressa Shields going to recognition that she deserves.
You know what we need? We need Savannah on this thing right now,
bro.
We need to draw the black book and draw Savannah on this thing. Big up, Monty Kundi. Thank you for the £10 donation, sir. He said, big up, guys. Best boxing show in the UK. End of unbiased, honest. No butter up thing. Great wisdom. Spence and Tunde, as always. First time on the show for life. The GWOAT will play with Marshall. The GWOAT is playing with Marshall. That's Monty's opinion. He said the GWOAT is going to play with Marshall. It's going to be a great fight. And it will be wonderful to have Savannah on the thing just so we can hit her side. And Spence, I know the black book's got powers.
I know it is. I'm going to send that message right now to her.
Yeah, send it. The black book's got powers. She can come on this thing
now. Right.
If she really wants the fight to be made, she needs to come on this thing. Because right now there's a lot of talk. I wanna see excitement. Where is Claressa? Gal?
I just sent Gary digits so he can holler her.
Big up 196 in the thing. Please press that like button, press that subscribe button, and hopefully we'll get Claressa back. Even having Peter Fury, you know, Peter's got a lot to say. I see he's always on Twitter. I don't really comment on Twitter. I just repost. But I see he's always on Twitter. He seems like a real one, Peter Fury. Never really spoke to him like that, but
yeah, she died. That's what happened.
He's done a great job with Savannah Marshall. I know that much. A big up Peter Fury. Question: who you man picking in what in the Savannah Marshall and Claressa fight? Who you picking, Spence?
You little coward. Don't try to bring it over to me. I'm keeping this thing 100.
I'm taking you straight. Bruv, I'm going skills pay the bills.
Right.
I'm going with Claressa. It's skills.
I want Claressa on this before I give him. I want Claressa on this before I give my answer. You know what I mean? To be 100. You know what I mean? Because
it ain't gonna be no
walking apart for nobody.
No way. Definitely no walking apart because Savannah's coming smoke. She's got the size advantage, definitely the height. I don't know how much, because to be honest with you, when I look at Claressa, she looks like she can go up. What weight was that last night?
Junior middle. So that is 154.
1.5. Yeah. So Claressa can definitely go 168. Definitely go 168. I feel she can even.
Claressa, she's done 168.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she's
168.
168. There you go. That's the way I see that I see as Claressa's best weight, 168, in my opinion. And Savannah's been fighting at what, Spence? You have to educate me on this because you know the women's boxing.
Savannah Marshall is now at middleweight. She picked up the crown that was vacated by Claressa when she went down in weight to go pick up her other titles. So Savannah Marshall's got the WBO middleweight crown.
Middleweight, okay. So what would this fight be made at? Middle or super middle?
I believe it'd be at middleweight. Why would it be at super middleweight? It'd be at middleweight. That's because she's got a belt there, and like Claressa said yesterday, you only got a belt because I vacated it. Yeah.
I like the way when Savannah talk, Claressa just rests up her belts and said, "Bruv, you ain't doing shit." I said, yeah, that's the smoke we need in the UK. We need this kind of excitement in boxing. That's what the fans want. And that's what the fans, obviously you're going to get the diehards who don't like that stuff. And, I don't like that Claressa. She's a bit, the amount of people I see putting up nonsense today in comments and that, I'm like, bruv, you don't just don't get it. You need this. You need this boxing. It's fighting. In its rawest essence, it's a fight. So we don't want to. It's not no tiddlywinks, as Ricky Hatton used to say. This is rockers. That's why I call it the roadman science. You need the roadman. Hold on. Are we all pretending that Anthony Joshua didn't listen to our advice?
Listen.
Are we all pretending that, listen, there's 200 people in the fight is right? Are we all pretending that Anthony Joshua didn't listen to our thing? He didn't listen to us chatting about, forget about boxing, sweet science, that you got to do the roadman science. He listened, because I saw something today. Spencer was telling me about it, but when I watched it today, I said, bruv, you got to give credit where credit is due. You listened to our thing, and you just copied our thing verbatim.
100%. 100%. But here again is this. It's like,
come on, Miss Ringside. Trust me. She knows.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, of course she knows. But the thing about it is this. It's nice that you're busting the thing.
Yeah.
It's nice that you're busting the thing, but attribute to where you get it from. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is this. I'm saying this. I know he listens because I know when man said, "Rob, I thought you was in a room with Joshua." Because what? He'd be listening to the thing.
Trust me.
So you know what I mean? I'm not knocking him. I'm glad that he's listening to it because if he goes back in with music, it has to be a roadman thing.
Always. Nothing more. Roadman science. That is it. Because in terms of the IQ level, it ain't that. And as Anthony Joshua said, and Gary's asking what video it is, I saw it on an Instagram post. I saw an Instagram about it, but it was an IFL TV interview. I think it wasn't even an IFL TV Instagram page I was looking at, but it's definitely a recent interview. And he spoke about that. But Spence, what was it? I forgot what you said. What you was just saying. You're talking about attributing it to where it comes from. What did you just say, Spence? Sorry.
No, I'm saying like to give homage from where it comes from. There's nothing wrong with you saying it come from Tunde Ajayi, it come from the Fighters Right, it come from Spencer Fearon. There ain't nothing wrong with you turning around saying that.
Yeah.
Because when you're saying that, you're showing these supposed mainstream who don't love you. Right?
Come on. Do the thing.
Right? That is us roadman, retired roadman, but we're still the essence of that diaspora, that we've got your back. You know what I mean? We've got your back, bro. Just like when we're watching Dylan White, when you go in a barbershop now, all the road is for Dylan White to break up Fury.
yeah, trust me. Trust me.
Right? I'm just gonna be real with you, right? All of the road, like, and this is the thing, it's like, and this is weird, because Anthony Joshua wasn't getting that. When it was proposed that Anthony Joshua and Dylan White was Alan Joshua and Tyson Fury was gonna fight, all of the roads weren't backing Joshua, you know. I'm keeping this thing 100. I ain't met one person, even if I would think, right, we think you're gonna lose. I ain't seen not one person from the roads, as Tunde likes to say, right? I've turned around and said, we're siding with Tyson Fury. I haven't met a person. The road thing, man's backing Dylan White.
Interesting. Anyway, we wish Anthony Joshua all the best, and I hope that he does.
Because he can beat Usyk.
I believe he can be. People seem to think that he ain't and he don't have a chance, but I just believe if he just imposes himself, and yes, we do know. Come on, don't need to state the obvious. It is easier said than done. But with his physical attributes, if he just puts the right mindsets to those physical attributes, and actually go back to what he was before he started being taught to overthink, because that's sometimes what trainers do with fighters.
Listen, man.
Overthink.
Listen. You know? Listen. Today. I'm not really. I just want Clucius to jump back on. Should have battery lights around. I just want Clucius to come back on. I'm not. You mean I'm not being deflammatory or derogatory in any way to Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, ain't nothing to give me and Tunde a call, you know. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing for that. That's what I'm saying. And you know,
Luke Beresford says, sounds like these roadman killers don't know shit about boxing if they're saying White wins. Well, Luke, listen.
Listen to me.
Maybe you don't know nothing about boxing. Maybe you don't know about boxing. Listen, if Steve Cunningham can drop Tyson Fury, don't tell me Dylan White can't do the business. You don't tell, if Deontay Wilder, supposedly a man with no boxing acumen, can drop Fury in the first fight, the third fight, then why can't Dylan? Why can't Dylan? Come on, man. You gotta give Dylan, but you gotta give him some chance. Come on, you gotta give the man some chance. Well, I certainly do. Old type Miss Ringside for the $8.99 squid. She says, Spence, are you aware of Dylan White? Hold on, where's the thing gone? Are you aware of Dylan White going with Boxer? I saw something recently, but Hearn was saying he hasn't received contracts or paperwork, so a bit conflicting. What are your thoughts on this?
These are my thoughts. Frank Warren, Frankie Blue Eyes, Tunde's best mate.
Yep.
Said that he was contacted by Ben Shalom, who said that they were representing Dylan White.
Interesting.
You heard that? You saw that interview, right?
Yeah. I see that. I see Frank said that.
Right. So if that is the case, Dylan White is doing what is best for Dylan White. Maybe Dylan White's feeling a little bit aggrieved, saying like, "Wow, you were meant to be my promoter. You got outbidded by Frank Warren, who doesn't even like me." Right? So what's that all about? You feel me? So it could be those kind of things. Why I'm saying is this is like Dylan's under no illusions about his situation with Eddie Hearn. He knows it's a business relationship, right? And one of the few men who I know, because a lot of guys see Eddie Hearn and think, oh, well, he's my mate, and bro, this is a business. You know what I mean? And like I say, I've said this on many occasions to many fighters. You as a fighter are a commodity, but you are like chewing gum. And what do you do with chewing gum, Tunde? When it leaves the taste goes away from it. You spit it out.
You put another one in, so you mix it. You mix up the thing. Right. You know that in school where you just put a next one in to try.
And you might be like this. Right. So,
Go on.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So allegedly, that's what Frank Warren said. So no, I'm going off of what Frank Warren said. Frank Warren said that Ben Shalom contacted him. Yes. Right. I know that Ben Shalom knows Dylan because we used to all attend the boxing shows together, and the rest of, he knows the rest of the crew. I know that he said like, right, Dylan's not looking at it like, all right, I'm gonna go with Ben Shalom. He's looking at Ben Shalom's got Sky TV, yeah, and nobody at this current moment is not gonna do more pay-per-view buys, not BT, not The Zone, nobody, bar Sky, because they've got that infrastructure platform. So he said, right, let me go with them. So maybe that's the case. But what I am saying is, like I said on many occasions, that low is royalty, right? But you can only give what you're getting. So you can say low is royalty, but it's no good being low to someone who's this low because it's not going to work. It's a balance. You know what I mean? Energy goes where it flows. I hope that whatever that this fight happens, and I believe that it will happen, and then we'll see off of the back of that what's going to happen.
The fight's going to happen, no doubt about it. Dylan's just saving his energy. You're not going to win no competition, slagging competition against Tyson Fury. He's done at that. But Monty, thank you for your £10 again. He says Dylan can do it. His arm length and awkwardness need your thoughts, please. Dylan should come in lighter, and I can see him doing a job on Fury. Well, Tyson's got longer arms than Dylan, first off. I tell you that for free. Tyson Fury's arms is longer than a giraffe's leg to Wrigley's. His arms are so long, but Dylan's arms are so long as well. I think Dylan definitely's got the better left hook. Dylan's left hook is... And I don't see Dylan as an awkward fighter. I see him as developed into a good boxer who uses his jab, throws great body punches, which could be the kryptonite for Tyson. And I don't see no awkwardness about him. You know, with Dylan, he's coming to the rock. So there ain't going to be no sitting on the fence. Much the same as the Eubanks-Williams fight, what I predicted last night. You know, and we are going to touch on that. We were just hoping Dylan, CLARESSA recharges her battery so we can get talking to the GWOAT. And yes, she's 26 years old, not 30 years old, as Peter Fury alluded to yesterday. But yeah, so Dylan's got all that. But let's move on to the fight, the main fight last night, and what your views, your post-fight views are. Do you see a world champ in Chris Eubank? Certain man calling him Eubank last night. Bro, so rude, so rude. But do you see a world champ, or do you see someone more domestic European level? Spence?
No, I don't see someone domestic European.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish the question. And then the second part to that question is, what is the future for Liam Williams?
Leon Williams is going to move up to super middleweight. That's what I believe. You know what I mean?
Don't think he's a bit small for that?
No, I don't think he's a bit too small for it. I think he can move up to super middleweight, and there will be some decent fights there for him. That's what I see his future. I don't see his future down at 160, 168, where he should be. Less weight to cut. And psychologically, when you know that you haven't killed yourself to make that weight, psychologically, you think your punch resistance is going to be better. So, and you know what? He was just in there with the better fighter. That's what it was. He was in there with a better fighter. And when he did get going, he got going a little bit too late. But nobody can't tell me, and we mentioned this, it was the end of the 6th round, he stunned Eubank Jr. He clapped him with that right and he stunned him. But and no one can't, let me, man, no, this is preposterous. No, you got stunned, bro. Don't try it. It's me you're talking to. So, yeah.
Just to quickly just sidestep that, Volts UK said Dylan is in the same situation Yard was in, has no choice but to take the fight, no choice whatsoever. Well, you need to go and do your research, my man. They offered us $1 million. Some man ain't never seen $1 million in a lifetime. I'm not gonna see $1 million in a lifetime. and that's 99% of humanity right now. And we said we don't want your $1 million. So where you're coming with, we had no choice. Of course we had a choice. And Dylan's got a choice. Dylan could have took the step aside money. Dylan could have took the step aside money. It's not, if he didn't fight and took the step aside money, that don't mean he ain't gonna fight again. Much the same as Terence Crawford. If these guys don't want to fight him, all right, cool. I just keep on doing my thing. Somebody's got to fight me while I'm an active boxer. So yeah, Dylan has got a choice, and Dylan, you know, at the end of the day, he's a mandatory, and eventually they're gonna have to step up. They're gonna have to. So that's that. Going back to the Eubank situation with the Liam Williams, I don't feel that he's a super middleweight. I feel that maybe there's a bit of indiscipline there, because when I listen to Dominic Ingle, he spoke about, it was a fantastic interview for me personally as a trainer. He spoke about, you come to this gym 1 hour in the morning and then 1 hour at the night. You have 22 hours to either eat right, and them words is what touched me. Eat right, live right. There's a lot of hours left other than the time you're spending in the gym. When you come to this gym, you don't need to worry about nothing, because I will make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in the gym. But outside of the gym, that's where the champions are made. So when you're telling me man was 15 pounds overweight the week of the fight, or the week of the fight, the question is what are you doing? I mean, he looked in shape to me, so I don't know. Maybe he just has his way of making a weight in the last week. I don't know. But those questions always surface.
Well, not only that, but I have to go by the rest of your camp. Adam Booth not being there at the official press conference when he did turn up to the other press conference, which was like a day or two before the fight, not sitting on the top table, like he was kind of slyly disassociating himself from the fighter. Regardless, it could be anything that happened, but I'm just saying like how it looks to us. Like, what are you trying to like, you know? So I don't know. And not only that, but you know, when you get a new fighter, this is the biggest fight. This was the second biggest fight of your career. You know what I mean? The Andrade fight for the WBO world title was the biggest fight. And
Liam Smith, I mean, he was a world champion. He was a bona fide world champion. You know, that was a good fight for Liam Williams as well. That was a proper fight. Liam Williams ain't a joke. I mean, Liam Smith ain't a joke.
No, Liam Smith, he's real.
he's about this thing. He punch up Anthony Fowler. I'll tell you that much.
Bro, he's about the thing.
He punched up Anthony Fowler, so he's not a joke. So yeah, you know, Liam Williams has had good fights, and I guess the Eubanks fight was the most high-profile fight he's had, because regardless of Eubanks is a world champion or not, the name itself sells the fight. I lie?
No, I totally agree with you, brother.
So in terms of Eubanks, is he world class?
Yeah, he is.
Good. So how do you see him against a Golovkin? How do you see him against a Charlo? How do you see him against a Canelo?
I don't think beating any of them guys at this present moment.
And a question: are you? No, I can't answer. I was going to ask something, but you don't feel that he can beat any? I mean, listen. I think
I don't listen.
Another question.
Right now, last night wouldn't have beaten Golovkin. And if anybody wants to jump on here and disagree with me, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But I do not believe that any and not saying that, oh, like we dislike Eubank, because I'm not one of them. I actually like the guy, and everybody knows I backed him on many occasions when people say he's undeserving of the backing that I was giving him. Right? So I'm saying he wouldn't beat Golovkin. And that's that. Right?
Yeah, Golovkin's a serious body puncher.
If Golovkin can line you up to clap you with a right hand, if Golovkin lines you up to clap you with a right hand, you are going to really know about it.
Arash Boxing, a knowledgeable man, says Chris ain't beaten any of the top middleweights now. Forget about him being world champ at middleweight. You know what? When I looked at the fight again, you know, bro, he's gonna be difficult to beat. I'm just being real. Chris Eubanks is gonna be difficult to beat, because you see that little teeth man style what he's playing. you know, just pickpocket a man and run. That little teeth style, and he's, you know, as long as he keep that fitness up. But again, when you get in a ring with guys like Golovkin, this is where I feel that Chris Eubanks may be let down. It's in the mental department. I don't think he has the fortitude or the IQ to deal with a Golovkin. But the style, if he can keep that little teeth man style for 12 rounds against a 40-year-old Golovkin, it's possible. The thing is, Golovkin knows how to close off the ring.
He knows to close ring. He knows how to cut space, to create distance, but also to capitalize on closing distance. I don't believe.
You know what just came to my mind? What just came to my mind is Ricky Hatton v. Costa Zoo.
No.
And getting him at the right time. No, it's possible. I'm telling you, fam.
I agree. It's something that we have seen within boxing for a very, very long time. 1985 when we had Brian McGuigan versus Projalza. He got him at the right time. Fantastic win down at Ellen Road. It was sold out, right? But what I am saying is, when you're thinking like, could Eubank Jr. get him at the right time? Possibly, because this is boxing. Anything can happen.
I'm telling you, fam. All right,
cool. Yeah, I'm saying possibly. But what I am saying is,
you know what? As we're talking, no word of a lie, Spence. If them two fight, I'm gonna bet Chris Eubank win. I'm saying it now. If them two fight, I'm gonna be yeah. What's that? You drinking Baileys? Don't come with it. You know
about Baileys.
You're drinking Baileys, and that Baileys, bro. The Baileys supposed to be half the little bottom part of the cup.
If I was drinking Baileys, I'd be drunk, bro. If this was Baileys, I would be drunk.
You're gonna be drunk in a minute.
I'm Jamaican.
In 20 minutes, you're gonna be falling over the place. We know you. We know how you move.
This is Guinness Punch, bro.
See, there had to be some alcohol in it. Guinness Punch,
bro. There's about 0.0% Guinness in this. And this is there's Nigerian Guinness, you know.
Yeah, it's Nigerian Guinness. That's what I'm trying to say. I know it's Nigerian Guinness. You think you're smart. Anyway, Fifi, thank you for the €9.99 once again. He said, Eubanks Jr.
Thank you very much. You know, it's Guinness Punch. You know what time of day it is.
He said, Eubanks Jr. got hit on the target a few times, one of those at world-class level, and he will most likely revert to his old style. This new style still needs muscle memory and conditioning.
Fifi, you know boxing.
You know boxing, man.
You know boxing.
You know boxing.
No, people don't know.
Definitely know boxing.
Fifi, the mere fact, thank you for your €9.99. Right? What I'm saying is this, you know the game.
And you know something though? After that fight yesterday, I went and go and watch Canelo versus GGG 2. Spence, it's a different level, fam. It's a different level. The punch placement and power and eyes. You know when they punch the eyes, it's like, bruv, the eyes, the concentration. I'm telling you, as Fifi just said, you need a few more tweaks and a lot more muscle memory conditioning to step up with those fights I saw in that Canelo GGG 2 fight. It's incredible level. So I'm not saying that he can't do it, but he definitely needs more work. He wants to get straight back in the gym. I don't know if there was any injury to Eubanks last night, like hands or anything. But just get straight back in the gym and get to work. And who knows? Yeah. Who knows? But thank you for that €9.99. People saying GGG will chop him down. Spencer talked the truth. Eubanks Jr. needs to eat yam and banana for 30 years to beat GG. bro, GG, bro. I'm still gonna. I'll take that bet, Tunde. All right, cool. We're gonna bet. I don't care. I don't know what I'm saying.
Who you betting? Fifi?
No. Sue Family done. Or
yeah, well, you know what? Then you got to go and...
we'll take that bet. I'm a man of my word. Whatever. I'll bet you a box of chicken and chips or Moolies. I ain't losing no more than that. But yeah, we'll have a bet. I'm going to go with Eubanks. If the fact, I know this sounds absolutely mad after saying what I just said, but I'm going to have a bet. I'm going to go with a wild card. I'm going to go with Eubanks to just fiddle his way to a win. You know, if that fight happens. I don't know if that fight is going to happen.
It's going to be a very difficult fight to make. GGG's on the zone. My boy's just on the deal with Boxer. Well, Wasserman, but Wasserman's got the deal with Boxer. So he's being shown on Sky. So I network. I think the networks would stop that fight unless it is absolutely necessary that they fight. I can't see that.
100 quid's all right, mate. I'll bet you 100 quid. We can do that. We'll just wait for Ben Odom to give us. We'll just wait for Ben Odom to pay that £100 for us. But yeah, I'll bet you £100. Absolutely. Ride 2596 says Canelo and GGG would chop Eubanks. Where's that gone? Chop Eubanks Jr. like a jerk chicken. Come on, Tunde, man. Bro, I'm just telling you that boxing's about timing. Would Ricky Hatton have beaten a young Costa Zoo?
No.
Bro. I'm just saying it's about timing. And I'm just saying about styles in most fighters' situations make fights. I say that because there's certain fighters, no matter what style you come with, you're getting beat. But for most of us, styles make fights. And I just think that Eubanks, with that little Tifa Man style that he dropped last night, if he can fiddle that move, that kind of movement, moving to the left, he's going to have to move to the right if he's fighting GG. You can't just move that one way for the whole 12 rounds. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. But Helium, what's that? Helium Miners says GGG's overrated.
No, it's not.
I don't think he's overrated. He's a serious boxer. He's a that guy is serious.
Cut it out. Now, I used to get a lot of criticism. When I used to be at that TV network, I used to get a lot of criticism because I weren't gassing over Golovkin, because what I realized is this. People was gassing Golovkin because they had some form of affiliate to him. I'm saying I grew up in boxing watching great middleweight punches right throughout the history. You know what I mean? None more ferocious than Julian Jackson, right? None more devastating than Gerald McLennan. None more devastating than the right hand of Tommy Hearns, right? I'm watching these guys, and all of a sudden Golovkin come and man says he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh,
Mama saying he's better than Hagler. Mama saying he's better than Hagler.
The words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say
that. Right? Nonsense.
So when I'm hearing that form of nonsense, these things make me angry, bro. Because when Golovkin came out and when he turned pro, I was the one, when I was on toe-to-toe, saying that he shouldn't be called GGG, he should be called GBH because he was that vicious. But then, look up a second, I remember seeing him versus Cassian Omar. Cassian Omar smokes more weed than Bob Marley. And may I say, happy birthday to the late, great Robert Nesta Marley, because it's his birthday today. You know what I mean? May he rest in paradise. Right, I'm saying, here's a man that smokes more weed than, and like you couldn't, but you give him a man that's upright and tall, then you're gonna deal with it. You're gonna deal with him viciously.
Oh yeah, he fought Kassim in it.
Yeah, and Kassim was twisted him up. Kassim was on points.
I remember that, you know, and I remember as you talking about the weed. I remember Kassim coming to Floyd's gym, bro. He was higher than a kite. Bruv, he was higher than a kite. I was like, fam, you're a professional boxer. What's all this weed business? He looked like Bob Marley when he come into Floyd's gym. That's why he never got no fight. Them man, they didn't help him. Because you know Floyd's not on that. But yeah, I forgot that GGG fought Kassim. And you're right. I mean, it does look like that, but the reason why people don't want to fight him is for a reason. It's definite for a reason. It ain't because he can't fight. Luke Beresford said, Tunes, how is Dubois ranked higher than Wilder in the WBA? Shocking. Sometimes money answers everything.
It's not money. It's simple fact that Deontay Wilder was a WBC champion, right? He's now a deposed WBC champion. The WBC and the WBA are looking. Remember, they're rival governing bodies. Why are people thinking like the people at the bodies are friends? They're not friends. You know what I mean? At all. They're not friends. So, and if you know the history, the WBA has been around longer than the WBC. But it was the WBA that stripped Ali of the world crown when he refused to take the draft in 1967. So that's another story for another day. I could go on about that. But the WBC kind of stood by Ali. So that's why the WBC has more credence, and they got Ali on the belt up to this day. Any champion that wins that belt will have their picture on it, but it's also got a picture of the late great Muhammad Ali. So these are rival bodies. So obviously they're thinking there's a young whippersnapper coming through right now. Yeah, he should be rated higher than Deontay Wilder, because for the simple fact that Deontay Wilder wasn't props in our belt when he riding high. He wasn't proxying our title. So no, that's how it goes.
I like this though. GGG, Ashra Boxing says GGG is a very good boxer in the inside, and how he throws 2 or 3 light punches and then a power shot, a power shoot. If Eubanks does fight him, how does he beat him? I told you, he has to employ the Tifa man style. I told you, bro. That's the only way he's gonna win that fight, because he ain't trading with Golovkin. I tell you that for free. He ain't gonna trade. But you know, listen, man, boxing's a funny old game, you know, Spence. Because when Canelo went back to the corner in the first fight, he said to his trainer, he can't punch the way they're gassing up this man. And so that's why you got to be very careful that you spend most of your time watching and listening to the thoughts and opinions of others, as opposed to concentrating on your own growth. Because, and that's why the second fight, Canelo was the puncher man, walking man down. You understand? Because he said, bro, all right, cool. I've taken what you've got for the first fight. This fight, I'm coming with different tactics. So, you know, who's to say that Eubanks doesn't have this mad confidence where he feels that he can just go in there, do the little Tifa man style and catch him walking in and just throw that little... Spencer just looking that saying, bro, don't talk nonsense. But all right, cool. You lot are mocking me now, but I'm telling
you because you know what?
All right, cool. I'm telling you.
I'm not mocking because I'm hearing you talking. I'm saying, you know what? Tunde's got a valid point here, you know?
I'm telling you, Spence. All right, remember, same thing I told you about this Liam Williams fight. The same thing I'm telling you about the Eubanks against Golovkin. I'm telling you, that Tifa man style, all he needs to do is continue to do that, more muscle memory, more repetition, and I'm telling you, anything is possible. The man is 40 years old. The man's 42 years old. Eubanks Jr. has 8 years on him. 8 solid years on him. And, you know, when you start getting to those ages of 40 and stuff, every camp is a chore. You can't, all that lifting up 20 kilos with your little finger, bro, that can't work in your 40s. All right, cool. You lot are mocking me. Watch. I can't wait. In fact, I want that fight to get made now. Eubanks Jr. against GGG. I want that fight to get made. Anyway, let's carry on. Guys, let's get the fighters right to 10,000 subspeeds. Big up Bobby Wright. Come on, Bobby. Real supporter. Always a supporter. There was a few other fights last night. The Fearon Barrios fight. Tunde. Before I saw it went to points, I'm like, bruv,
Tunde,
you can't chat to Terence Crawford.
Fearon is a very wealthy individual. I mean, as Danny Garcia's dad said to you, when you stay out here, you get paid, right?
Trust me.
Right? He's a very wealthy man. And it's very difficult, especially you coming back from injury and all the rest of it. And I remember calling his fight against Manny Pacquiao, saying that he was going to lose that fight. And to see him now makes you, and I'm glad that he fought this Barrios brother, because it makes us also appreciate Tank Davis.
But what have I been telling you? I told you that my prospect is Tank Davis. He is the hottest prospect in boxing. At them weights that above. Tank Davis is a serious youth. He's a serious guy. And as you say, from I saw points and that man talking about, I want Terence Crawford. And I was like, bruv, you can't talk to Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford would end Fearon in less than 8 rounds. Less than 8 rounds. It depends what which bud turns up. Because he might just be strolling and then Beaumat might say to him, bruv, you know these guys have got you down. And then they're like, cool. I'm going to step it up. You understand? So I can't see how Fearon, after going points with Barrios, someone that Tank Davis punch up and stopped, I don't see how you can beat Terence Crawford. No way. Yeah, cool. Yeah, but at the time, he was a prospect. When I say prospect, they was talking about, them fantastic 3 or 4. So you had like the Garcia, Devon, Tiafimo, Tank, but the best of them is Shakur. That one I'm telling you again. The fight,
his fight against
Valdez,
his fight against Valdez now. Valdez's people have signed. They're just waiting for him to sign.
So I heard. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. I read that today as well. So that would be a magical fight. Shakur Stevenson versus Tank Davis. I don't think it will ever happen, but we'll see. We'll see. What is that? Is that Ade? What's he chatting about? That can't be Ade. Hold tight the mayor of Brixton. He says, gentlemen, can we big up Dean White for coming into the game and following in both your footsteps? What BS will he face as a black promoter? First thing, we don't even want to mention that he's a black promoter. He's a promoter.
He's a promoter.
But brother, this is what I'm trying to say. That's all tricks, Mayor of Brixton. When you start saying he's a black promoter, he's a white promoter. But I don't hear people say, "Oh, Frank Warren, the white promoter." I don't hear that. So I don't see why we have to put this energy on the fact that he's a black promoter. He's a promoter. Let him do his things. Because wherever your focus is where your energy is. So I don't talk like that. I don't talk like that. Yes, we want to, because of the demographics where we come from and the struggle and everything like that. But it's not to say that these other guys, these other white promoters haven't had struggles as well. I'm sure Frank Warren weren't born with a gold spoon in his mouth. Where did Frank Warren come from, Spence?
He's from Islington. East London. And he's grafted. He's the proper hustler. Because he started off doing unlicensed boxing first. Man
used to own pub.
Yeah.
So he's a grafter. And he's a white brother. You get what I'm saying? So I know it.
You know what? Listen. I hear what Mary London's saying, right?
Yes, right. That's what I'm saying. Right? I hear that.
I'm just going to address this, because I know, because I'm more, right? If you think because you are different that you're going to face a battle, then you've got a battle to address before you're even doing your job.
There you go. This is what I've been telling Spence, right? And Spence has been telling me for years, right. And that's why it's us two up here. But we got the mayor of Brixton. We're not even saying we're just
no. He's right in what he's saying. I'm just saying, like,
he's right in what he's saying. He's right in what he's saying.
With Dean, he's just got to go and do his thing. And as you know, it's like I support his thing hard because I know, like,
and he got a show coming up.
Yeah, he got a show next week Saturday. But I'm in two minds because of going to his show, and there's no disrespect to Dean. Only because Danny Jacobs is fighting John Ryder.
Come on. At Ali Pally, innit?
At Ali Pally. And both of them are my brethren. John Ryder's my brethren. Danny Jacobs is my brethren. So I'm thinking, like, I might just go back. I might whiz and then whiz down to his thing because I got to support him. The things that he could, like what he's saying, following his footsteps, everyone knows when I used to do hard knock promotion, people knew what time of day it is. You know what I mean? And I'm showing, man, because I remember I threw a dub plate the other day with me and when Tunde was holding up Cresdic Chatto, right? Don't tell me about no Florian Marku, you. Cresdic Chatto is the man that had all of the Albanians on lock. You know how they all did? Right? Because now Tunde, I don't pay to get my car washed when I go into them car wash with the Albanians. But they say, oh, Mr. Spencer,
come on. Hold tight. But Gene, big up. And we support Dean wholeheartedly. And he will face adversity just because he's going against the tide and trying to be something or make something of himself. So it's just a natural thing.
Yeah.
Big up. I saw the 44 pounds 99 from the big man Gary. Missed opportunity for Eubanks to make a big statement last night. You got to finish your food after those 3 early knockdowns, bruv. But because he didn't spark him out and just coasted for the rest of the fight, we're all proper disappointed in him now. Bruv.
I totally agree.
Trust me.
I totally agree.
Yeah, and then man's trying to say that's hating. We're not hating. We're saying, fam, you clap the man down 3 times, 4 times. You're supposed to lick him out. It's like when my little young prospect, the new Frank Arnold. I was gonna say that I already called him the new Ricky Hatton, but I'm calling him the new Frank Arnold. When he hurt the brother in his Frank Warren debut, man was saying, boxing, boxing. I'm saying, bruv, don't box him, knock him out, fam. Bro, you heard it on the video. I shouted it out. I said, boxing what? Knock him out. And what happened? 2 seconds later, bam, knockout. That's how we're moving. So when Eubanks done that last night, he was supposed to clap him out. That's what sells the thing. And he could have done it. Well, I think he could have done it. Maybe Liam Williams has got something to say about that. But I think after punching someone down 3-4 times, you're not supposed to last the rest of the fight. You know, you're not supposed to last the rest. I think that's where, as Gary said, I think that's where the disappointment had come from. Not that it wasn't still a good performance. He done what Andrade couldn't. Obviously, he was having Andrade's leftovers, but still, it's a proper statement and one that he can go and work on. So big up Eubanks again. But we're not dissing you. We're just telling you the truth. There's certain man that's around you that ain't gonna tell you the truth. They're just gonna gas you. But when you come on this thing, we're gonna tell you what's going on.
Like I said, I don't business how people wanna. Look. That was disappointing for me. That's that. It was disappointing. And anyone trying to say that it wasn't, then it's your business that you don't think. I'm saying good for you that you don't think it was. But I know me, innit? And I'm saying that was disappointing. You should have knocked out the brother. Simple as that. As Tunde said, you meant to knock out the man. And that's that. But then afterwards he said, oh, but I wanted to go to points to show people that I could go points.
Yeah, what? Did he say he wants to go points or something?
Yeah.
Nonsense.
I'm not buying that. You know what I mean?
That might have been his dad. That might have been his dad when his dad shut the door on the cameras when they tried to come in the change room. His dad said, nah, you ain't coming in here. I need to talk something to my son. But anyway, Bobby Wright says Kelly Sutherland probably ain't spelt that right.
That's right, Kelly Sutherland.
Kelly Sutherland. Yeah,
Sutherland. Yeah, he's spelled it right.
Yeah. He said he can't get GGG next because he's tied up in a contract. Do you reckon if Brook wins that he could be next for Eubanks? Well, I actually think I read, don't quote me on this, but I think I read Ben Shalom said if Brook beats Khan, his next fight could be against Eubanks Jr.
Well, the thing about it is this, I wouldn't want to see that fight. I don't want to see that fight because Kell Brook, as much as he's training hard and all the rest of it, is a past peak fighter. And he's not a 160 fighter. We saw when he fought Golovkin at 160, and it was just that he couldn't deal with, even though Eubank Jr. ain't no Golovkin, right? I've said it, I'm not disrespecting him. I think he's a very good fighter, but I'm not disrespecting him. I wouldn't want to see that fight, to tell you the honest truth. I'd rather see the fight that Conor Benn versus Eubank Jr. I would rather see that fight. Because one thing we know, Conor Benn's coming to rock.
Yeah, but you know what? We still need to see what Kell's got left. Because if Kell's got anything, I don't know. Listen, GGG is an exceptional fighter. Terence Crawford is an exceptional fighter. Errol Spence is an exceptional fighter. So when you drop down the level a little bit, you know, you see Kell Brook, he takes these brothers out. So I'm interested to see what he's got left. I mean, he's talking a good game. He looks like he's training well. He's in the heat. I think I'm going to reserve my judgment till after the fight. But before I block this brother, this deadly praying mantis brother, he says, what qualifies Tunde?
Oldham is back on the team.
Oh,
what?
Before
wait, stop for a second. Just block this deadly mantis man.
Yeah, but no. I'm gonna. Yeah. You know what? I'm not even giving you no energy today. You're lucky. You know what? I was gonna answer you, but guess what? You're blocked. Oh, tight. Snapchat money run this thing out. The capital of Snapchat money is back. Ben Oldham, good evening to you as well, sir. He says, good evening, gentlemen. Sorry I just joined the chat. Bro, where was you last night? More to the point. We had 2,000 people on the live, Ben. It was one of the best shows ever. Had 19,000 views on YouTube in the first 3 hours. Fantastic. But anyway, thank you for your presence. Ben Owen says, good evening, gentlemen. Sorry I just joined the chat. Do you think Eubanks hurting his hand after round 3 contributed to him not stopping Liam? He couldn't even open the water bottle in the post-press conference. The post-fight press conference.
Ben,
Roy had to open it.
You're gonna have to ask me this. What hand was it that he hurt? What hand was it? Was his left hand or his right hand? Because he was clapping that man with his jab. Right? It's a rarity to see when you see a man go from a jab. Famously, we have to go to 1979, November, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Wilfred Benitez, round 4. Well, then pop out the jab, stab him with a jab and knocked him over. The difference was this. Wilfred Benitez had a lot of fire in him because Wilfred Benitez at the time was 21 years old. No, sorry, was 20 years old.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Sugar Ray,
Yeah, he won a title at 17. So
yeah, that's the tape I see from you.
Yeah, I know. This man stole all my Sugar Ray Leonard tapes. So I'm not rightly sure, Ben. I'm not rightly sure what
hand he held his hand. Yeah. But regardless, listen, I didn't see no visibility of him hurting his hand in no further 4th round. I'm just hearing this after the fight because I didn't see no change in what he was doing. I didn't see no change in what he was doing. So this.
And Tunde's just paused. That's what happens when you get. You just paused for a second there, Tunde.
What happened there?
Yeah, you just paused for a second.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
There's not one Nigerian internet.
Yeah, there's not one. Sorry. There's not one fighter, Joker. There's not one fighter after a professional fight that when you take those gloves off after a 12-round conference that their hand is not swollen. It's standard. It's standard. You've got 8-ounce gloves on or 10-ounce gloves on, and you're punching a target consistently for 36 minutes. You got a hand injury. I'm telling you. Unless you clap out a man in 1 round, you don't get no hand injury. But anyway, a good question.
Fifi, thank you for your €9.99. Big up to Ben Oldham for being consistent Snapchatter. Big up to all the Snapchatters, but also the non-Snapchatters for contributing and liking and subscribing. And this is why we give you the maximum. And our producer is gonna DM you and Ben Oldham. I think we sent Ben Oldham something already, but we've got loads of like fighters' rights stuff, stamina for soul stuff that we need to send to you. But you, Fifi, you are a real one. And big up from where are you? From Netherlands? I don't even know where you're from, but you're busting out euros. I don't know. But yeah, I'm very, very good. Okay.
Big up Daniel White said Keith Furman book make it happen. Well, he has to get past Khan first, but that's a good fight. And then and did you actually read out Fifi's comment?
Yeah, I did. I read it out.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So Dana, that has to. It will happen if Kell Brook is victorious February the 19th, I believe. And we're still waiting to hear. We're still waiting to hear about our live. The Fight Is Right in the restaurant. But I know you said you may speak to my man on Monday because
I'm going to tomorrow morning. That's that.
Yeah, but we'll see. El Kukon is saying a fight that I said last night, which is Eubank Jr. versus Mungaya. That is a good fight.
Yeah,
that's a good fight.
Mungaya's a good fight, you know.
Very good young man. Trained by Oscar De La Hoya's ex-old trainer. The first Oscar De La had many trainers in the game, but Alcazar was the man that I remember. When he was with Alcazar, the 2 trainers that Oscar that was with, that he was on fire, was Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Alcazar. When he had them man there, Alcazar, he was mashing up everyone. Bust up Chavez, even though Chavez was 94 years old.
No, regardless, that was a very impressive performance against Chavez.
That was a serious
the
performance.
The way he let his hands go on Chavez, I weren't even happy of that. It was,
and you got to respect De La Hoya, no? Man fought Mosley, man fought Felix T.O. Trinidad, Mayweather. The guy, serious fighter. And as I was saying to you the other day, to me, mentally, De La Hoya gave Floyd one of his hardest fights.
You know what? I think if we was to go on punch stats, he hit De La Hoya. De La Hoya hit Floyd the most.
100%, Spence. 100%. We don't know what's happened with Claressa. It's just one of those things. These things happen.
Ajayi died. She's in a foreign country. Ajayi died.
Yeah.
We're waiting for her to come back patiently, but we'll just keep on talking because you know what? It's boxing and we can just talk about this thing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Fifi's from the Netherlands. Bafo says, send me that chain. Serious, stamina for sale all day, every day. I had to bring the drip because Claressa was on the thing, so I had to come with the American swag. This is not an everyday thing because man will try to lash the chain. I'm not like Spencer. Spencer's protected everywhere he goes. Anyway, let's see some more. Come on. Big up to Baba Tunde. Man is a genius with ring. Hold on, where's that gone? Psychology and Spencer with your vast pool of knowledge. You mans deserve more credit in the sport. Now we're getting credit from people like yourself.
Bro. We got the credit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the credit's not like a mobile or T-Mobile or EE. You got the credit because you're on the team. That's enough credit.
Your support is energy. I've been sharing this to Spencer. Spencer we was talking about this today. Each and every one of you are the power. My dad used to say to me, the voice of the people is the voice of God. So you got to remember, each and every single one of you are a power within yourself. So when you're seeing 266 people on the live, every one of these 266 people have a friend, and they have a friend, and they have a friend, and they have a friend. And if just one of you tells the other one about the fight is right, the thing's growing. Like it or lump it. But Luke Beresford says, Tunde didn't say the other week that the book Khan is a 2-fight deal. That's interesting. I didn't hear that, Spence.
I didn't hear that, but what I did hear yesterday from the talk was like Khan was talking wicked, bro.
Yeah, I remember I was a sky.
Yeah, Khan was talking wicked. Like, yeah, Khan said to Brooke, keep that same energy. He said, after the fight, bro, keep that same energy. Don't try bridging ship or nothing. Keep that same energy.
Spence, can you see the comments?
Checkmate says, Spence is the knowledge, Tyson Fury the Gypsy King, Wilder the Bronze Bomber. What is Tunde's nickname in the ring? In the ring, it was the X-Man. Before then, when he used to punch up man in the unlicensed, it was the dentist.
Come on.
And now it is the Master Genius. So I hope
Come on. Bafo says, Jaron Innes against Keith Thurman. Who wins?
Bro, let me just tell you this now. I'm going to keep this thing 100, yeah? Jared Innes would knock out Keith Thurman.
You feel?
He'd knock it out, then. I'm just being 100. Jared Innes would knock out Keith Thurman right now. Tonight. He'd knock it out.
That's interesting. That is very, very interesting for you to say that.
Matter of fact. Who you ringing, son?
Oh, my bedroom. Oh, look, you can hear that, innit?
Yeah. Balfour knows what time of day it is.
Boot, yeah, G-Chain says boots all day, every day. You don't have to be a warrior to understand the art of war. Like that, I like that. Are you from we need Claressa back, but obviously something has gone on where hold on, who was I just phoning there? I was phoning the wrong person. Right, that's mad. I was actually phoning the wrong person. If that man had picked up the phone, that would have been a madness. Spence, we've paused. There's like 248 people. We need to start the discussion. Who you trying to phone right now?
I was trying to phone Bruce Innes.
Okay. You know, we're random. We just call people randomly.
To get his breakdown on the team, you know?
But someone's asking why Dylan White is quiet.
Why what?
Dylan White is quiet. Bow for...
Because Dylan White is saying my promoter, my alleged promoter, lost the purse bid. I'm not promoting nothing. I'm just coming to rock, man. You know what I mean? My whole thing is just my sole focus. I'm not going to get confused or fooled by being all in this hype, being on this press conference table talk nonsense to try to Tyson Fury to make his little gypsy juju business that he works. You know,
but isn't that kind of you know, that's not his form. That's not what we're used to.
No, really. Not necessarily, Tunde. Because if you think about it, I think how Dylan is now with the TV and all the rest of it isn't really Dylan White. I think Dylan White is like, look, I just want to deal with him, man. Just like if you're planning to bust shot on somebody, you ain't gonna tell everyone, yeah, I'm gonna bust shot on man, and all the rest of it. It's not really gonna happen. So, you know, it's all good. That's what I reckon anyway. But you know, we shall see.
We need someone in that black book that we can just chat boxing to.
Yeah, we do. The thing about it is this is like we're an hour and a bit.
The show closes in 30 minutes anyway. So
yeah, right. So we're hour and a piece in. Unfortunately, we lost CLARESSA.
You know what? It's funny you just said that. Authentic Truth said that we lost the realest heavyweight champion in a long time, Wilder. Is that not true, Spence? Do you think like since Wilder has gone, it's like the heavyweight division is not shocking like how it was before?
You know why?
We always need an American in the mix.
I agree, but at the same time, I disagree. I believe that this is the first time since like we're looking at having an undisputed champion in boxing that is not a Black American.
That's interesting.
This is the first time since 1955, when Rocky Marciano retired. He was the last undisputed white American champion, right? Then Ingemar Johansson famously knocks out Floyd Patterson, become undisputed champion, but the year later he loses the title. So in his first defense. But this is the first time since then. So you're going all the way back, right? Some 63 years since the last time that we had a undisputed champion that wasn't a Black American. So I get what you're saying, because America put this massive emphasis on having a champion, but then Lennox Lewis came and disrupted all of that. That's why America didn't like him. I mean, we didn't. We ain't had it. Ben Odom come again, you know. Is it Ben just Odom? Me? Come on.
Okay, Ben Odom says, is it just me? I'm not sure if Eddie Hearn made a wise decision leaving Sky Sports for the Zone. Everything seems to be happening without him. His card yesterday went unnoticed. That's a fact.
You know why it went unnoticed? Because we never stayed up for it. I went to sleep, bro.
I went to sleep instant. Bro,
Tunde,
again, the old saying, sometimes the grass, or most times the grass ain't greener on the other side.
You know what? The grass is never greener on the other side. All it is on the other side is grass.
Because it's facts. I didn't even know about that. I'll be honest with you, I actually didn't know about the show until you mentioned. No, I think I mentioned it because I saw a little clip, but I absolutely didn't watch the show. I didn't watch the show. So sometimes it's like you're getting the money over the quality, you know, the realness, the fights which excite people. That's what people want to see. And let's be honest, you can't have those every week. You can't have those 52 weeks of the year. It just doesn't work like that.
You can't. But you know what? I'm not gonna knock nobody's ambition.
You can't.
I'm not gonna knock nobody's drive to say they're gonna go do something. But when you're at this high top end echelons, what will happen is you're doing what you're doing, and people are seeing what you're doing and he's that person who is trying to do the
unthinkable,
rambunctious boxing promoter. So you're going out there to be, and you're there, meet, and you're everywhere. So because of that, you know what I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, if he said he wants to retire at 50, you kind of get it, because he's just using all his energy to work as hard as he can to get out of the game. I don't know if he's actually going to do that.
I don't believe he's going to retire at 50.
I don't know if he's going to do that. But listen,
the drug is boxing serious too. He's in it.
As you say, you know, you cannot downplay a man's ambition. He's a grafter. And he personally is coming like I think he's got more subscribers than the Matchroom. I think he's got more people on Instagram on his own personal page than he has on a Matchroom page. So he's big. He's big. In this social media climate we live in, he's a very, very famous young man, Mr. Eddie Hearn. Anyway, Fifi, thank you for the 1999 euros again. He said shipping costs. I hope White will be at the press conference. I think that was also one of the appeals of this fight. Facts. Fury's lethal mind games versus White's laid back but taking no nonsense attitude. Fact. Dylan has to attend the press conference. That will be in a contract.
Yeah, of course it will be. Of course that definitely.
That's in the contract. But I guess Dylan ain't doing nothing that ain't stipulated in that contract.
1,000,000%. You know what I mean? Dylan knows. Anyway, let me just big up Sweat in the City as well for all the love and support. Big up. I'm saying like Dylan's mind is solely on this fight to seek and destroy. You know what I mean? That is it. And I know also that money was offered, you know what I mean, for him to take a step aside. And he said no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's the point I was making.
So
you know where his mind's
at. I mean, you know where his mind's at. No. And I think they offered Andy Joshua, and then Andy Joshua come back and said he wanted 5 million more or something.
Yeah, allegedly. 20 million.
Yeah, right. Wow. And then he's just like, boy, you want to fix up yourself.
You know what? Someone made a good point. They said Eddie's frozen out in the States by the big dogs. Now he chums with Jake Paul. Thoughts. And then someone said,
that's a smart move.
Yeah, and someone said it seems like these other promoters and networks are bonding together to take Eddie Hearn out.
Yeah, but I'm just the truth though, because Eddie Hearn's not coming to be on their network platform. He's come with his own team from the UK's richest person in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah. Say, bro, we hire our own guys, our own TV, our own production guys,
and let's rub people up the wrong way.
Stinger Fist, thank you for the 449 donation. Win, lose, do you guys feel Khan won't ever win over the public? I guess that means. His resume is borderline Hall of Fame, and he helped secure Team BG funding in 2004.
Stop for a second. Number one is this. He didn't secure funding in 2004 for the
G. 2004?
Right? In 2004, the person that secured funding for the whole GP squad was actually
Toolkit, and Khan got bringing.
And they can't, right? Ema Kozin should be on his hands and knees thanking Audley Harrison for Audley Harrison's contribution because of what he did. That's another story.
Get Audley on the thing. Get Audley on the thing. Phone up Audley on the thing.
Forget that madman. He mash up my numbers, right? So,
no. And listen, 1 for Audley Harrison on the thing now. 2 for no. 1 if you want to hear from Audley Harrison. 2 no, and we'll give it a try. But yeah, Spence, carry on talking while you're trying to give him a FaceTime.
Yeah, so I'm saying like, but Ema Kozin's resume, here's a man, catonic, polymonology, and polymonology. I remember polymonology was telling me that he believed that Ema Kozin would have beat Ricky Hatton.
Ema Kozin would have beat Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, because remember he boxed Ricky Hatton as well, and he said Ema Kozin was a better of the two. Stop Zab Jr. Yeah, Ema Kozin.
Ema Kozin was on smoking. Ema Kozin, but
listen to me. The Madonna fight, he dropped Madonna to him.
Yeah, it's not a joke.
Remotely close to dropping Madonna.
It's not a joke. Ema Kozin. When I saw Ema Kozin, I told him. When I saw him, I told him face to face. When I see him at the Excel, he was fighting, I think, an Irish boy or something like that. I've never seen live in my own eyes someone's hands that fast. In my own eyeball, I saw it. His hands, they don't look that fast now. They don't look fast no more to me. But at that time, and this is what
I remember he got his hands to him and he got ish, 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 ish.
Bro, his hands was ridiculously fast. And that was part of, you know, the whole thing of him doing, because he just used to blitz, man.
Yeah.
Literally blitzed them. I think what you see, people's energy means something. Once he got knocked out by Prescott, I think people just started saying no chin, no chin, no chin.
No, because when he got knocked out by Prescott.
Prior to that.
Then he beat Barrera, remember?
Yeah, but prior to that, remember, Willie Lemon clapped him down. I was there.
Yeah, I was at that fight as well.
Remember?
At the back of his head.
And Willie Lemon can't punch through a Rizzler paper. That's how weak Willie Lemon. He couldn't even punch through a wet Rizzler paper. That's how weak Willie Lemon was. But a lot of that might again had to do with his age, with the weight. He was quite. I think he was more solid at 147 until obviously, but regardless, Ema Kozin, you know, is a legend in British boxing. Go on, Spence.
Gone. Ben Oldham, thank you very much for £50. Gentlemen, please hurry and get the boxing round table together. Hatman, Sporting Icon, Addy, G-Man, Chris Andre.
Bruv, you see how many people want Audley on the thing?
Okay, all right. Let me follow him.
Let me read finish reading Ben's comment. He said, gentlemen, please hurry and get the boxing round table together. Hatman, Sporting Icons, Ade, G-Man, Chris Andre. You can all host it at my place. Where you live? You probably live in Buckingham Palace or bloody Belgravia or one of them places, isn't it? The amount of Snapchat money you're giving us. But big up Ben Oldham. Audley, he's one of them ones. He's an interesting character. I've always respected him, and hearing his story the other day, he actually has done quite a lot, you know, behind the scenes. A lot of people, I think if he had told his story when it was actually happening, he might have even got more people behind him. Ring IQ Boxing, that guy, that's the guy. Okay, never heard of him. Ring IQ. Can we have a live Fight Is Right with an audience round table? Yeah, definitely. You know what? I was thinking, Kurt Campbell says Audley talks for ages. He said Audley talks for ages. Someone said Khan has acknowledged Audley as well.
He has to. Nobody cannot. It was Audley Harrison's infrastructure that he set out to go and get the funding that made it all happen. And anybody wants to deny that, you're an idiot. Or you don't know this thing. But I was there. Smolak says, Happy Sunday. If Tyson boxes Dill like he did Klitschko and Derek, what happens? This worries me. 6'9" boxing worries me.
What small axe is that? I don't know if that's my bridge in Sigi, but regardless, thank you for the £5. I'll say that again. Happy Sunday. If Tyson boxes Dill like he did Klitschko and Derek, what happens? This worries me. 6'9" boxing worries me. If Tyson boxes Dill like he did Klitschko and Derek, what happens? If the simple answer to that is that it's going to be a field day, because that Tyson, you can't touch him.
You can't touch him.
You just keep on getting clapped with jabs.
You can't touch him.
And yeah, that Tyson there. But again, people, you know, Tyson Fury's a heavy-handed guy, you know, Spence.
He's heavy-handed, and now he believes in his heavy-handedness. Before, he never used to believe in his heavy. He believes in it. Before, he used to talk, I'm going to knock this guy, I'm going to knock that guy out. But he never really believed in it. Well, our country Don's has written something saying, congratulations to Senegal. West African country has won the African... things just clicked out, so I can't even get it.
Miss Ringside says, Ben needs to give me some money, fam. No, sir. No, missus. Don't come mash up our thing. There, big up, Miss Ringside. But Ben is a low supporter. Ben's got so much money, he's telling us to come to his yard to do the round table. So that shows you.
That shows you what time of day it is.
Kurt Campbell says Sugar Hill made him believe in it. All right, cool.
Gary, our producer, try CLARESSA again, see how you get on. I've been sending messages, but I think our phone's completely dead. I just think it clonked out.
Where is she? Is she in a hotel or something?
Yeah.
What, in London? In England?
Yeah, she's back at London. Yeah, she's back at a hotel in London. Okay. What we should have done, we should have linked her and done it with her like we did the first time. But it is what it is.
30 minutes left of the show, Spence.
Yeah.
It still managed to have 241 people.
And I'm grateful for the
my brethren said, nah, fam, that ain't the original small axe. It ain't me, bro. He said he's watching us guys though still. Bro, that's what I'm trying to say. My people that are watching, they're supporting certain man that I grew up with who are not friends, that actually my family. It's always fulfilling for me to know that they're supporting the thing silently, because it's powers. This is spiritual powers we're dealing with, and I'm feeling it. So big up Sigi, old tight, original small axe. All these new small axe man that just come on the thing. I don't know where they come from, but there's only one original small axe. Wheatland House crew. Old tight Kevin Lovelace. Old tight Colin Lovelace. Old tight Rose Lovelace. Old tight Tess for Paris. Old tight Otis Reddit.
Colin Lovelace is the realist, yeah? He's the realist. I remember me and some house deal and I chopped 120 grand.
Who, you and who?
Me and Colin Lovelace.
Oh, come on. Colin is a man.
He's the man. He's the man.
Colin, Kevin.
This is like nearly 20 years ago when I was driving that blue Fearon.
Bruv, I remember Colin got the red or the red Golf convertible. And from that day, in my brain, I said, I'm going to get a Golf convertible. And Colin was such a handsome brother. He's a man that he had girls rolling off the car, off the windscreen. This is how handsome this brother was. When I was a youth, you know, and Colin used to pull up in their estate with a Golf convertible. I said, all right, cool. Say nothing. I'm young. I'm going to get that whip. And lo and behold, years later, what whip did I have, Spencer?
Yeah, the grey one.
Convertible. Come on. Bruv, I'm telling you, this is why you need heroes. You need heroes. You young people, you got to have heroes. You got to have people that you look up to, male. If you're a man, aspire to look up to males that have done something, that are successful, and say, I'm getting that. And you're not getting it by no skullduggery or no bad mind thing.
Trust me.
Work your ass off and get it. Even though back in the day I didn't work my ass off because man was on some roadman thing. Me and Spencer was chopping up peas around Albany Road, bro. Spence, remember? Remember, Spence?
Well, I remember I gave Tunde 60 grand that day, you know, and Tunde went bro. He went for about less than a minute. It seemed like it was 50 hours to write it.
Bro, you know when you put your life, man, this is your life, you know, when you put your life in a man's hand, you give them a bag of money. Bro. And you say, bro, you best come back with my money or the son,
bro. See, those are the people, you know, like man's real. You know what I mean?
Those are the days.
Like, you know, back in the days, right? Who's man saying there? Christopher Anthony says, "Nah, golfer ain't the one." Back in the day, he knows Renault 5.
I had. Come on, man! I had the GT Turbo. I had a black one, brother. Come on, man! You tried to.
The Renault 5 GT, yeah, was the one. I remember when I was at college, they were going for like 2 bag ton. They were bagging. I remember
the one who had the GT was Norman, God rest his soul.
Yeah, Norman was dead.
Yeah, and Victor, the brothers.
Yeah,
them were GT Turbo, man. And oh yeah, Norman from up that, bruv. Come on, man. We had these whips, fam. We had these whips. We was ghetto superstars. But yeah, Burgess Park, old type Matty Champ. All those who know about Burgess Park, Campbell, Albany Road, Spencer.
Remember when Roops had the Audi convertible?
Ah, bruv, Roops, who's now a top lawyer.
Top lawyer, developer as well. But I remember when Roops had that. Because he had the first convertible one, the first one. And took me to have to go buy a few years later. Remember when I bought my one?
Bro, Roops was another.
I drove around to Tunde to show the car, to just jump in the car, just drive off.
What Roops had the bar in Streatham as well.
Yeah, the bar in Streatham.
Bro, Roops he was such a smart guy. The guy became a legal.
You know what I mean? From day
become a legal monster. He's a legal monster. He's a proper barrister.
Yeah, proper barrister. You have to do that, man.
Another example of people starting from certain starts in life, but not letting that hold them back. You see what I'm saying? People translating the negative into a positive.
Older than me at primary school. We used to go primary school. It was like, it must have been a good, I'm sure he got about 5 years on me. You know what I mean? But Roops has always been doing these things, so I don't stop big him up.
Come on, old guy.
Trust me.
Anyway, as Bobby Wright says, this is what makes the fighters right the best thing out there. We just divert the chat to certain memories. Come on. But yeah. Anyway, as we just took a walk down memory lane, let's go back to the situation right now, which I really find interesting with this Gambosis and Devon situation. And now Gambosis is saying, fam, he ain't fighting no Devon. He said he ain't fighting Devon. That's why I'm trying to get Will on the thing, because I want to hear the rules, what's actually going on. And wasn't we supposed to be talking to Mickey Bay?
Yeah, well, that's a minor. We can talk to Mickey Bay anytime we want to talk to him, bro.
Yeah. Maybe Mickey Bay, I know a lot of people may not be familiar with him, but he is the trainer of Devon Haney. Whoa.
Former IBF World Lightweight Champion.
Well, funny truth, they were my first cars. Was a Nova, had a big boy, and I lived in it, Bethnal Green. You could hear that in Hampstead. Come on. I'm not sure about Devon. He hasn't convinced me yet. I think a lot of people kind of share that sentiment, but I feel that we're forgetting how young Dev is, you know, and how long he's been a champ. And, you know, his dad really done the... you know what? Gus posted a clip of when he was in Peacock.
Peacock, I see that.
Yeah, bruv. And it's so amazing for me to see him throwing those combinations, even as a young boy, and just showing you how the repetition and the muscle memory is... If you start young...
The rate his dad, you know, his dad took his son to England.
Bruv. You know, he come over with Michael Hunter and that, innit? When dad was amazing. And it shows you that, you know, you have that belief, you know, in someone other than yourself. Obviously, in this case, it's his own son, but just living that dream or setting that plan and just sticking with it. And regardless of what people think, Linares is a good fighter.
Jorge
Linares is a good fighter.
Bro, let me tell you this. When Jorge Linares was first doing these things, and this at the time when the late, great Emmanuel Shield was alive, they were likening him to Sugar Ray Robinson.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
Right. So I want you to just realize, right? And yeah, he's had a couple of losses because certain times when his mind's not on it, it can happen. Because he's always been that kind of guy, right? But when he's on it, he's dangerous. You don't believe me? Ask Collar.
Kevin Mitchell, clap out Kevin Mitchell.
Yeah. Ask Kevin Mitchell. You know what I mean? That guy can fight, bro. Right? And not only that, but just seem to forget that Devin Haney's still a baby.
That's what I'm saying. Authentic Truth says, Tunde, he good, of course, but great. The only way you can know if a man's great is the test of time. He's still got time on his age. He's still young. He's probably going to move up to 140, possibly even 147. Depends how he grows. So only over time will we find out how great he is. Right now, yes, he's good. I don't think any fighter should really be calling themselves great, other than the fact that they're just. I mean, Muhammad Ali called himself great from the start, anyway. Because again, it's that thing. You talk this thing into existence, but what most people don't realize, you can talk all you want, you got to put in the work. So, you know, positive talking is not positive being. I'm just gonna say that again. Positive talking is not positive being, and the reason I say that is because you just need to take a glance on Instagram. Everybody's saying the same thing. Everybody's a champ. Everyone is sparring 39-minute rounds. Everyone's on the pads. Probably some joke thing. And I'm like, bro, everybody can't be the greatest. So there must be something that is setting people, these certain individuals that become great. And guess what it is? It's hard work. It's hard work. These men that you're seeing on Instagram for 1 minute, 60 seconds, that's all they're doing. They ain't doing no more work. I'm telling you. Look. Sylvester knows what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about. And bro, I'm actually bored scrolling through Instagram now because it's just some regurgitation nonsense. Everybody on the pads. When was the last time you see me post pads, Spence?
You can't post pads no more.
I don't post pads. I'm joking.
You can't post pads no more.
It's like it's a joke.
Reason being is because it is being so. What is it? What can I say? Fabricated now.
It's just nonsense.
Everyone's doing pads. And man's doing stupidness now as well with the pads.
It's nonsense. And you know, it's actually, to me, it's damaging. Anyway, that Goggins brother, he said, what did he say? He said, I'll just, again, I don't spend hours listening to these guys, but I usually, you know, just see the little clips, you know, if I click onto it. And he said that today, all you need is a little bit of discipline to be successful. Because, bro, there ain't many disciplined people out there again, Spence.
There ain't.
They're just posting on social media.
And they don't stick to the plan.
They're just posting on Instagram. They're just posting on Instagram. They're not doing the work. They're not doing the work because there can't be so much world champions. Everybody cannot be a champion the way I see this social media thing. But anyway, that's actually a topic in itself. Fifi says boxing has become a popular thing to do. The real craft is biting on your gum shield and grinding for years in the gym. Boxing, in essence, is fighting for yourself, an authentic fire inside. And the 10 p.m. alarm.
Nah, we've got to stay on there still.
All right, cool. Cool.
And that's
the day, man. Shout out the escort.
To come back on because, you know what I mean? I still would want, because I know she goes back on Wednesday.
Wait, and as we're on the line, man's talking about the Escort XR3i. And who had one of them as well?
Bro.
Remember, I bought Mark Reed's one. D67 VU.
I remember Country, you're still on there. Country had one. Country, I think he bought you one from George.
Bruv,
Right? Sometimes country was driving no license, bro. I'm not grassing.
As you do. As you do. Or you them days you buy your license.
One time we was going, where was going? We was going Shanolas. No, Bel Air. We was driving down to
Bel Air Club.
We was driving down Bel Air. And like one you I was working at Airport House in Croydon in some accountants firm. Yeah. For Kim's uncle, you know. Benjamin Clayton, big man, because he passed away years ago now, but lovely man. And I remember there was some brother who worked in the next office to me. He said, yeah, he's coming with us. So like, country driving the car there, and we're driving behind. I'm driving with Oris. We're driving behind him. Man. And when we're driving, I don't know what this youth was telling him what direction to go. Country driving up on one way, you know, better off of driving down the one way. I said, bro, we're gonna go just. With your no license self.
Did you hear what Fifi said? He said, if you get Carissa back on, I'll put 50 euros in the Snapchat. All right, cool. As you talk the thing, I bet she come on it now. Watch. Anyway, I see people coming with the old school whips. RS 1800 Red Fiesta. All right, cool.
No. Christopher Anthony knows that car was a bad boy car, you know.
Serious car. Every baby mother had that car. Every baby mother had the Red Fiesta. Bro, every baby mother had a Fiesta. Every baby mother on the road had a Fiesta. Bro, I'm telling you, man, these are the days. These are the good days. Anyway,
I used to go King on the Rye.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm trying to say. King on the Rye, that's where bro, Mark Reed, I bought that whip from Mark Reed. What a car. I felt like a
king.
King Jaffe Juffa from Coming to America. I'm telling you, fam. Ah, man. Anyway, going back to the boxing, someone said, who's the fella Ryan Garcia is fighting, Spence?
Some little, I don't know. I see the man. I don't know the man, brother.
But this is what I'm trying to say. This is another instance of people calling out names with no intention of actually fighting them. He said he was going to fight that last guy that Tank Davis fought. And Leonard Ellaby come on the thing and said, there's no way Ryan Garcia is fighting that guy. And lo and behold, Ryan Garcia ain't fighting that guy. But anyway, without further ado, we have the man himself, Mr. Pay-Per-View, the man who started this thing. They don't want you to know he was the one instrumental in doing the pay-per-view platform. They don't want you to know he was the man instrumental in getting the funding for the GB boxing where man's getting paid. The one, the only, Mr. BBC himself. Bro, they don't know only. Come on, the one and only, Audley A-Force Harrison. Come on, talk the thing, Audley. We've been waiting for
black. Bullfire. I love that, blood. Love that.
Come on.
I know Spencer from a long time, you get me? But now I'm here with the other brother, who's been making noise and been back in his talk because he made the noise. They tried to shut him down, but then he came back and backed his talk, so they can't say nothing.
Yes, sir.
You get me? He's going out there and his man done his thing and he tuck him in. So what can you say? You
can't say
the man his props. Man was like, this guy don't know nothing, but they were hurting your blood, just like me. But you stayed firm and you said, listen, trust me. And I said, okay, let's see. And you backed it. So maximum respect, blood. Nice to meet you. Go on, good. You get me?
Yes, sir. And I'll just say, just to reaffirm that 44 so-called boxing experts out of 54 said that Yard would lose that fight.
Right.
So I don't know what experts they're at. I don't know who. They definitely ain't the master knowledge. They don't know this thing. Because man, I told man we're coming in their road sense, and that's what we done. We just bust him up. That's what. Because there's certain times you can't use the sweet science. You need the road science.
And obviously I've been there in that road, in that situation where Danny and Spencer obviously know, like Danny Williams won. You know, that's when I came back after my breakdown and I was a shell, blood. You get me? Everyone, like I was just speaking to Israel or Josie. I've been speaking to a lot of boxing men over the last week or so since I've come back. And I was like, so what did you think of that first fight when I fought Danny? Like, because you know me, you know who I am. What was you thinking? They were like, boy, we didn't know what to think. Like, it just wasn't, that wasn't you out there. We were watching the fight. We're thinking, who is that? You get me? Because it was like I was a shell. When Danny knocked me down in the 9th or the 10th, it kind of woke me up. Because I was like, I was in a trance. Right? And then I almost stopped him. I got a split decision, and I only really boxed 3 rounds. You get me? Because I woke up. But in the rematch now, just like what you just said, the rematch was like, he's Jamaican, I'm Jamaican, he's South London, I'm Northwest London.
Remember, the war started proper from the ring entrance, because you come into Jimmy Cliff, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
How did they
come? Yeah. And Danny coming to ring the alarm.
Right.
Bust up the place, bro.
Right.
Come on.
Right. So it was street. It wasn't about, it was like my pride, my dad, Jamaica. It's like I come out with a Jamaican t-shirt, and I came out ready like Freddie, like whoever I fought that night. But especially I got the gift of Danny rematch, because I couldn't live with myself if I didn't get a chance to correct that. So obviously going in there, it was strictly business. And like Israel, holy for boxing, man, I've been reconnecting with. They're like, Audley, after that fight, we knew 100% you were ready. Like there was no, like you showed 100% you were ready to go get a world crown. So, you know, we were surprised when it didn't, because we were like 2007 and 8 and 9, this guy's going to dominate. We were just like surprised again. So what happened again? Why you fell off again? You get me? Because I was ready after Danny Williams too. So we had the first thing in 2004. I overcame that. 2006, I beat Danny in the rematch. It looked like everything is perfect now, but it wasn't, because behind the scenes there was shit going on. It just wasn't perfect, you know.
This is the
only reason why you're on it, because we did Tunde ask for a vote who they want on, and all the people said Audley Harrison, Audley Harrison, Audley Harrison. That's why I sent the message. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
respect, public, respect, because you know I got love for you, and you know I'm for the people, I'm for the streets. You know, I'm just trying to fix this video so I got it right. So I'm looking at the right.
I want to ask a question, and the question is this: a lot of people want to know why all of a sudden you become vocal again. Why are you back in this? You know, what has sparked your interest to really be heard again? You know, and you know, what's your take on the heavyweight division, and what are you really back to do? That's what I want. That's what we want to know. That's what I want to know. What are you back to do? What message are you back to send?
Yeah, so what it is, blood, is that like 2004, you might like they run me out of the country. That's all I can say. I didn't want to go, but I got run out of the country. If I didn't go, I would have either been like locked up in a mental hospital, or I'd have put a bullet in somebody, be locked up in jail for murder. Like they broke my soul. When I say they destroyed me, and I was a king, blood. So when I left, it wasn't voluntarily. I didn't want to leave. I had to get out of the country. So I jumped on a plane, got out. Obviously, this is my hometown, but I couldn't be here. And then because of the way it was done, it's like I've gone from a national hero to like a joke, blood. You get me? And I've got man, from then till now, no one's ever come to my face and said, yo, Fraudly, Audrey, or whatever. No one would dare. You get me? So from down to then, never. But, you know, online, the social media. So in terms of like negotiation now and leverage, I basically lost all my leverage. You know, I'm a man who could go into HBO, the head of HBO, Ross Greenberg, and have a conversation with. Nobody could get. I could go to the head of ESPN, Bob Yalen, and sit with Bob Yalen. I could go to Lou DiBella. I could go to Don King. I could go to anybody. And from any fighter, any promoter, any network, Audley Harrison could go through the door. You get me?
Wow.
So I lost all my leverage, right? So I'm like, okay, fair play to Frank Warren. He done it so good. Like Frank Warren's been my nemesis, but he wasn't my issue. I used to no disrespect to Frank, but I used to take him to school. My issue was the BBC, right? And once the BBC turned on me, like 2004, I beat Rochelle Sissia. I looked great. Lennox was there. Everybody was saying, this guy's the next big thing. And the BBC are like, listen, we know you can do it because we had the Matthew Ellis riot the year before. That's what killed it with the BBC. That riot was horrible for me and for them, and it's live on TV. Because you guys
You're cracking it up.
Herbie's too volatile. How's that?
That
let me move
better.
over. Yeah, so I said to them, look, is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Hold on.
So I said to them, look, BBC, look, right, you know I'm going to be a world champion. They said, yes, 100%. Right? I said, so listen to me. In terms of controlling these promotions, now I know I've had a lot of stick from the press about me being main event and all of that. They said, we don't care about that, Audley. You're the only guy that can be main event because mums know you, dads know you, grandmas, kids. We can't put no other fight in main event. It has to be you. You're the talent, and you're the one that we're building this off. We have Jonathan Ross gets 2.5 mil. We have Gary Lineker, match of the day, gets 3 mil. Audley, you're getting 4 and 5 mil. Do you understand how big you are? Do you understand? You're getting 4 and 5 mil. We can only do this with you. So that's why I was able to get so much money, because I became like talent, top talent. So it wasn't about me being a boxer. It was about me being a talent on the network, right? Whether you win, whether you lose, we don't care, because you're generating the viewing figures regardless. But I said, listen, but we're going to have a problem with the boxing world, right? Because the boxing world won't understand that. And they will use it against me. I guarantee you, I told them, Frank Warren and that will use it against me. And they will say, but he's not main event. How is he robbing the public by boxing main event for 100,000 plus? And he's boxing 6 rounds against nobodies. And BBC basically said to me, boy, that's not our problem, blood. That's your problem to deal with the boxing world. You know, you got to deal with that, but we just know we want you as the main event. So I had a problem from the beginning, right? Of how am I going to package this up where I'm making all this money? I'm the boss. How do I package this up? So what we done was I done a deal with, I'm going back so you'll understand the complexities of what I was working on, right? So I started out in I'm like, okay, Jess got like.
It's crackling. You're crackling.
Okay, I'm going where I'm going right now. I'm going to be like 2 minutes away from Wi-Fi, so it should step up.
Okay.
Right now I'm on my phone.
Okay, well, maybe.
Can you hear me now or no? In 2 seconds time, I'm going to be.
Well, we can hear you. Before you carry on,
you can hear me.
Ben Oldham has donated £100 to our show. He says, please ask Audley if Ann Robinson tried it on him. He said, respect, sir. You have always carried yourself well. You're crackling up.
Ed Robinson, my brethren from way back.
Ann Robinson, not Ed.
I'm right there now.
Ann Robinson.
Oh, Anne from the TV show.
yeah.
Ann Robinson, blood clot. Yeah. See, now that was a beautiful thing. I'm right here now, so the internet will work now. Because I'm right. Cool. I'm right.
There was a
Starbucks. So once I connect to this. Yeah. Now listen, that was funny. I was on Ann Robinson.
That's what he's answering that question, Spence.
Yeah, I'm answering it right now. Right, I'm gonna park up for you guys because I got love for you guys. I'm gonna park up. I'm gonna come out my car and I'm gonna go sit in the Starbucks outside, and I'm gonna flex right outside on their Wi-Fi. Don't business, no apologies, no coffee as well, and I'm just gonna jam. One sec.
A4s, but we was about to wrap up the thing, but
hey, I'm so glad you didn't. I'm so glad you caught me. And I'm so glad like Spen reached out, because you get me. You guys are representing. You guys are black brothers, right? And you guys are representing. And I'm all about that. I'm not about like everybody gets to shine, right? But like I say to people, if black lives don't matter, no lives matter. You get me? We have to big up ourselves in the community, and we have to do the right thing. And I got no shame in my game for keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100 right now. Right, because what happened with the BBC was a travesty, a national travesty. Because what people don't realize is, let me just turn my internet on now. This should just connect straight away, neatly. Let me see, Starbucks Wi-Fi, neatly.
But make sure you answer the Ann Robinson question, because you're going into the BBC.
I'm going to answer that straight away. I'm answering that one straight away. Yeah, I'm answering that straight away. Yeah. But all it was, well, let me just. What do you mean he said no Wi-Fi? What the blood?
This is
right
the
outside.
realest. Man said neatly.
Yeah, that's all I want to know. I just want to know if you beat her or not.
Am I?
No, we can't see you. We can hear you
Right, trying to
clearly.
connect now. Let me see. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, sir. We can't see you.
Better or no?
No, it's okay.
No, I'm just trying to fix the internet first. I'm clear?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
I'm clear now? I think it's going to connect now. No, what the? Is that better?
Yes, it's all good. It's all good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can't hear nothing now. We can't hear nothing.
Yeah, that's it now. It says Wi-Fi. It says Starbucks joined. Oh, there you go. Yeah, now I'm connected to Starbucks, so I'm going to be gravy now. I bet it's good now.
Man said, Leon Figures says, don't leave us hanging, Audley. Please confirm whether you did smash Ann Robinson.
Wait, I'm making sure I've got a proper connection. Right, how's that connection now? I'm on the Wi-Fi. That must be good.
Yeah, you're live.
How's that?
You're live.
All right. So look, let's just go through the So it was on the BBC thing. Let's go through the Ann Robinson thing quickly, right?
Hold on, before you carry on. Okay, carry on. Now carry on.
Where do you want me to go? I got a lot of stories that I'm juggling right now.
Yeah. The Ann Robinson thing, but I'll just say that our producer is very nervous. He's like,
no. Come on. I'm not gonna blow. I wouldn't listen. One thing about me is right, because when I was coming up, I was like, I said my kind of thing. I'm gonna be a Hugh Hefner, right? So I was merciless. When I say I was merciless. But I never kiss and tell. You never see one kiss and tell about me. I had one story, and I was telling to Jasmine Dotwala, because I'd done my first Twitter Spaces. I said I'm gonna give one story, and I spoke to her about it first, just to make sure it's cool, because her brethren is Mariah Carey. Right, so I have a Mariah Carey story that I'm going to drop for you when we finish this, right?
Wow.
But I didn't tell the story on there, right? But other than that, but Ann Robinson, it wasn't nothing different to, like, all it was, she was the TV show of Who Want to Be a Millionaire. And because I had that, like, personality, that ego, you get me? All it was just a little glint in her eye, a little glint in my eye, and people could see that. So they were getting excited. Well, why? Because she was giving me a hard time, but she had that glint in her eye. That's all it was. But people could see that. So they was like, right, it looked like she was looking it off you. I'm like, come on, stop being stupid. You get me? I'm just a public personality.
It's not true, basically. You put the room
come on. She was no, it was just me and her were just chirping, it just looked like me and her were flirting with each other, but it was just all TV. It's the same as like James Jordan and me in the Big Brother house. It was just pantomime. Now listen, I'm getting 6 figures plus to go on that show, right? People,
come on.
Check common sense now. I'm getting 6 figures plus, right? And I'm the only boxer in that house. I'm the only one who's a boxer. I'm the only one in that house who had the contract that said, if you touch anybody in the house, your 6 figures plus is gone. I can't hit I can't do nothing. So he could take the piss. They all knew Audley Harrison had this fucking ridiculous contract. Sorry for the language. And I couldn't do nothing. So he could take the piss. But you know, one time, and I said to him, because he started following me on Twitter, and we chatting and that privately, and then he chatted publicly. I said to him, listen, James, do you remember when I said to you, I went right up to him in his face like this. I'm like, look, you're a pussy hole to me, right? And if he was on street, I was like this, if he was on street, I will bust you the fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? Don't you dare take my kindness for weakness, right? Because I don't play, and you... So I went on like that. You want to see his eyes, blood? I said, you know your eyes don't lie, James. You were pranked. Man was crazy. But yeah, I had the contract. So I said to him, James, all good. So what you got to realize about me, right? I went from being Superman, right? And so we're cutting into the Danny Williams 2, where the street talk. I went to Superman up until 2004. Then I had a fucking nervous breakdown, the worst thing ever, right? So I couldn't talk about it. When you say, why did I go away? Why am I coming back now? So 2004, when I had the breakdown, I couldn't tell nobody. Something that spiritually I know I had to rebuild and heal myself. I never take drugs, never was suicidal, never get locked up, just went away and healed, right? like a Jamaican thing. Went to Jamaica, went to the hills, went and sat with Len. You know, I just had to go heal my soul, heal my spirit. Because it got broken by the BBC. Because the BBC in the prime of my career, 2004, they told me, Audley, we do not want you to be a promoter on this network. I'm like, that's racist, by the way. Because I'm the promoter, and I'm a licensed promoter, A-Force Promotions, and there's Audley the boxer. They said, well, we just want the boxer. I said, that's impossible. We've come together. They said, well, that can't work moving forward. We want you, Audley, to be the figurehead. We want David Hay, Howard Eastman, Clinton Woods, and Carl Froch all on one show with one promoter. I'm like, that's very naive, people, because he's with Mick Hennessy, he's with Dennis Hobson, I'm with A-Force, and I'm the king of the fucking ring. I can't be on their shows. And I said, by the way, he's a white promoter, Mick Hennessy, and Dennis Hobson, he's a white promoter. And they promote in leisure centres, and I promote in Wembley Arena. And you want me to give my $1 million business to them? They said, well, we'll pay you. You'll be rich beyond your wildest dream. I said, do I look like a man who's motivated by money? I get what I'm worth, but I'm motivated for glory. They said, well, fuck glory. If you don't listen to us, all boxing on the BBC is over. I'm like, are you smoking?
Yes.
This is 2004. So from 2003 with the riot till 2004 in June, my last fight with Thomas Bonnin, we were in war. But like I said, it wasn't Frank Warren and the sport boxing. I handled them okay, easy. But once the BBC turned on me, now I got both of these big giants on me. These are like institutional companies that they have to win. Like the system has to win. That's what they say. We're the system. You have to be controlled. I said, well, listen, one more thing. And you're coming. I said, I'm a Jamaican blood. I said, my parents, like if you look at my history, we're Maroons. We're freedom fighters. We can't be controlled. I've won your gold medal, right? And now I'm going to win you a world title, but you can't control me. And you definitely can't bribe me, and you definitely can't blackmail me, even for 1 pence, because I don't roll like that. So that's why the whole BBC deal flopped in my face, because I wouldn't give up my company, A-Force, with 22 staff, right? And just give it up and give myself over to Mick Hennessy and Dennis Hobson. If I'd done that, they would have kept me on. And they would have kept boxing. They basically killed all boxing because I won't give up my company.
Okay. Well, I think, that was very funny. We've been told that we got 10 minutes with you, Audley. So there's a few questions.
Yeah.
We got 10 minutes with you. So there's a few questions I want to ask.
Wait, I got a fire truck. I got a fire truck passing. So just give me 1 sec so I can hear you.
Yes. Okay, they're gone now.
All right, I've done the talking now, so you guys can give me some questions.
Yeah. No. Because we've only got 10 minutes left with you. So there's a few questions we want to get over to you. Fifi, one of our guys from the Netherlands, says, question for Audley. Keep your head up, champ. Nobody can take away your champion's credentials. Question, what is your opinion on the current heavyweight fighters? Do you still follow the sport passionately?
So good question. So I walked away from boxing. When I retired, I walked away, got into the hair care space, jumped into the hair care business, and kind of like didn't go to fights. The odd fight maybe now and again. So I'm in the hair care business kind of away, but I knew I was just waiting for an opportunity to come back and tell my story. Like, was it going to be in a book? Was it going to be in a movie? What, because it's a big story, isn't it? Talking about nervous breakdown. So I was always looking, always kind of keeping my eye on the scene. What happened was a beautiful thing. When Deontay Wilder boxed Tyson Fury the first time, I went to the fight. And it kind of like, I'm a fight fan, innit? So it kind of got all my juices flowing again for that first fight, because it was a decent fight, and how it finished with the knockdown at the end, and I thought it was controversial, but I thought it was a draw. I thought it was okay because of the knockdowns. I wasn't too upset with it. And then the third fight, I go through the third fight, and fucking hell, it's like I was having orgasms. You get me? I was jumping up like a madman. The last time I was like that actually was Gerald McLennan and Nigel Benn. It was a similar fight because Deontay Wilder was disrespected after the second fight. And as a fighter, I know when a fighter goes to that next level mentally, like, I'm going to die in this. I don't care if I die in this ring. I'm getting back my respect.
That was February 95. February 95 at London Arena.
Right. I remember that fight like yesterday because it was so fucking, it wasn't about a boxing match. It was like, Ben was like, I'm going to go to war with you. You're going to punch holes in me, but I'm going to war with you. And he just out fought him and out slugged him. And it was just a beautiful fight. Even though the ending was bad because McLennan's permanently, injured. But Deontay Wilder has the same mentality for this fight. So I was watching that, and as a man who studied boxing, studies psychology, and just mind games, I said, wow, Deontay's actually going to try and lose. He doesn't mind losing his life for this fight. I could see it in his eye. I could see the way he fought the fight. He was out on his feet many times, but he came back with this, it's like Cluster's last stand. So it really, when man goes to that level, they really get my attention and respect. Because Tyson Fury, it was just a fight. And I'm going to beat you with my boxing ability and my skills and close you down and hit you to the body and turn you around. But Deontay was in there to get back his respect. So that's what made it so like intense. The intensity for me was like off the charts. So I was in there jumping around like a madman. When I finished that fight, I was like drained. I was like, blood, fire. I love boxing, blood. Look how much I've got. And I'm not giving it to nobody. You get me? From my team, from my boxing training, from my boxing managing, from my boxing negotiating, from my boxing matchmaking, I've done it all. Promoting, managing, matchmaking, obviously fighting. I've had the best trainers in my corner. And Phil Torrance, who was with me for 40 years, he taught me from the ground up. Ground zero. When you saw me in 2004, Lennox was saying, boy, I can't fight on the inside like Woodley. I was fighting on the outside. I was fighting on the inside. And the only guy that we were studying at that time was Vladimir Klitschko, who had lost to Ross Puri in his 15th fight, right? Lost to Corey Sanders by knockout in the second round. I was a southpaw. Then he lost to Lamont Brewster. Then he went to Emmanuel Stewart and fixed him up. He was like, come on. 2004 to 2007, 2008 was meant to be my time to dominate. I would have beaten Klitschko in 2005, and I would have had my time to dominate. So Britain, UK, you were denied the opportunity for another British heavyweight champion who would have gone on and dominated. You were denied that. Because I couldn't recover from my nervous breakdown.
Stop there. Finally, I've got to get this question in, Audley. What advice, if any, would you give to Anthony Joshua right now with the current situation, how he should take on the rematch, and just generally? I just like the last 5 minutes, in a brief 5 minutes, or just under 5 minutes.
Okay, so I had to give you the appetizer because it leads into the question that you asked me before. It's the same question. What do I think of the current heavyweights right now? I think Tyson is number one because of what he's done with the Wilder's fight and what he done with Klitschko, and he's unbeaten. He's above everyone right now. Dillian Whyte is a good fight, but technically, I can't see Dillian Whyte winning that fight unless he come and talk to me. I'm just keeping it real, right? Because there's certain things that he has to do.
Wait, man. Wait, Audley. Wait. Because I got to repeat that. Dillian Whyte cannot win that fight unless you come and talk to AUDLEY Harrison. You heard it?
Like, look, I'm setting up a thing right now where I'm back in boxing, and they can come and sit and have a consultation with me, right? I'm like a mercenary for hire right now. You can come and sit and have an hour consultation with me, book it on Zoom, and come tell me your story, and we can talk strategy, right? If Deontay Wilder does that, he increases his chances, because I am a boxing student from 100 years ago. I'm like one of the old school, for what I've been taught from Phil Torrance, Buddy McGirt, Shadid Saluki, for the fighters that have been around. I went to Sugar Shane Brosley, gave me his house for 6 training camps. Sat in there with Sugar Shane. I've sat there with so many world champions in their camps, hearing them, listening to them. Vernon Forrest, Arturo Gatti, Jermaine Taylor, Antonio Tarver. I've sat in so many camps, sitting with them, learning with them, watching what they're doing. I know it all. And so if Dillian Whyte sits with me, if Anthony Joshua sits with me, it's going to increase their chances of success 100%. And if they bring me into camp as a strategist, my kind of schedule is kind of crazy. So it's kind of hard for me to sit in camp that's why I said I can't build nobody from the ground up. I can't. But just like Emmanuel Stewart, I am a finisher. And I know it right now. I can go from right now. I mean, just like Emmanuel Stewart, I can get Antonio, I can get Dillian Whyte there. Technically, there's some things he has to do. I've watched him. I've watched Tyson Fury, and there's some things he has to do. And if he does it the way I want him to do it, he will give Tyson Fury the blues. It'll make it a much more difficult fight for Tyson Fury. If he doesn't do it, he does the same thing I've seen him do in most of his fights, that style is not going to be successful against Tyson Fury. So Dillian Whyte, come talk to me. Serious. Anthony Joshua, right? He lost to Usyk, right? I lost to a guy called Alexei Lesin in the Olympic qualifiers the year before the Olympics. I went back. He was the world number 1 or number 2, him or the Cuban. And then in the rematch at the Olympic finals, my first fight, I destroyed him because I learned the lessons, what I needed to do. And his style is very similar to Usyk. Anthony Joshua, come talk to me. I'm back in boxing, not to shame, not to talk any bad. Listen, Anthony Joshua came and spoke to me before he turned pro. He came and spoke to me, right? Just like Amir Khan did, just like everybody else did. They came through Audley Harrison because they know I'm the one that blazed the trail. This is not no big talk. This is real talk. You got to understand, I lost all of this power, but my power's back. It's the year of the tiger. Chinese New Year, renewal, reborn. So this is why I know this is the time that for me to come back. Because you know accountability right now? Prince Andrew, right? Epstein, Bill Cosby, right? R. Kelly. Man, for 10, 20 years, been living like king. All of a sudden, everybody's getting brought to account. The police, like with George Floyd, accountability. So I'm like, you know, I'm coming back. They said, Audley, like the man above, you get me? This is a spiritual thing, you get me? They said, this is your time, blood. Go and do. I'm like, but wait, I ain't got a book to go out. I ain't got a book. Where am I going to do it? Go talk directly to the public. Nobody can filter your voice. Go there and do it right now. So here I am, right now. I'm ready to come back to boxing, and I'm making noise.
Ease up on them. Ease up on them, I beg.
I can't hear you, blood.
Ease up on them, Audley. Ease up on them. Ease up on them.
Yo, sir, can you hear me?
I can't hear either of you.
Can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you.
I don't know what's happened.
As long as you can hear me, I can't hear you right now. Why can't I hear either of you? But you can hear me okay, yeah? I can't hear either of you.
Wow.
I haven't got it on mute.
Neither have we.
Nah.
Yeah, so I'll just wrap it because I can't hear either of you.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Yeah, I'll wrap it. Look, hey, it's been beautiful to come on there, Spen, you guys. Sorry, I got people texting me. It's been beautiful to come on there, right? Now, look, right? I'm back in boxing and I'm here for the right reasons. I'm only here for the fighters. I don't give a shit about promoters, managers, TV networks. I'm here for the fighters, right? So if you need to negotiate a better deal, come talk to me. If you need strategy for your upcoming fight, come talk to me because I know it. And I'm not here to ruffle no feathers with no managers, no promoters, but come talk to me, fighters. Don't be shy. Come talk to me because I will help you navigate your situation. If you have a bad situation, come talk to me, right? And that's it. I got love for everybody, but I just don't play with certain things.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can't hear you guys. Hey, respect, yeah? Thank you for bringing me on. I appreciate the love, right? And I hope to see you guys in person when I come to England. And just keep up your good work, yeah? Because you guys are doing great. Yeah?
Yes,
and big up Yardy, big up the fighter, man, because he's done a good job. But obviously, you helped got him there, yeah? So respect.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Yeah. Boom.
Boom, Tunde. Boom.
Gary's heart was beating, fam. Gary's like, hey, see, don't let this man mash up our thing, you know. Gary gives me joke. Gary's like, bro, Gary must have messaged me about 39 times in that little talk there. Bro, Gary was scared. Gary's like, bro, don't make this man mash up our thing. I beg, please, I beg. Just lock him off. Give him 5 more minutes at the most. Nah. But on the real, bro, man was shouting about Epstein, you know. Bro, man was shouting about Epstein. Man was shouting about Prince Andrew. Oh, my goodness. Audley is a...
Bro, no, I don't believe it. Big up Audley Harrison all the same.
Big up Audley Harrison.
Yeah,
big up Audley Harrison. And I'm going to be honest.
Thank you for your £5. Audley may have the understanding, but Spencer has the real knowledge. Dylan and Joshua need, consultancy with you, Spence. You know what? They get it anyway. And you know what? When I see them man going through and all the rest, everyone gets it. But everyone knows me. I just love to talk.
Shut up, Spence. Shut up. Sorry. I'm sorry. Man said, nearly getting the podcast cancelled with an Epstein. Bro, hey, don't play with the Epstein, you know. Epstein's a powerful brother. Epstein, bro, you can't come in there and call it Epstein's name. Epstein will mash up our thing. Epstein will just press a button. Anyway, he's dead. He's dead. He's supposedly he's dead, but bro, you can't play with Epstein. Epstein, that man, there's different level.
He's in the Bahamas, bro.
Bro, chilling. Bro, man said, man, check podcast cancelled. Bro, this show is too good. No, bro, Epstein wouldn't cancel the Fight Is Right. Because Epstein, if he's still alive, Epstein is loving the show. Trust me, all of them is loving this show here because we're just off the cuff. But big up AUDLEY Harrison. And I must say, regardless of people want to call him mad or what have you, he has got knowledge, Spence. He has got knowledge. He's got knowledge. And he's been in situations that most of us couldn't even dream about.
How many people on the live now? How many people on the live?
275, bro. They're not going nowhere, Spence.
Bro, the
people ain't going nowhere. The people ain't going nowhere. And it's almost, it's almost 11 p.m. That's, bro, listen. The numbers ain't going down. So the people are obviously entertained. But the most I'm going to give you is 11:15. 9 minutes left. What do you think about that, Spence?
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah, because, bro, only drained out Spencer's power. Only drained out Spencer's power. You see, bro, did the Fight Is Right people see Spencer's face when Only was talking? Spencer was like, Spencer was like, oh, God almighty, buddy, what's he going to do?
But I sent it on the message and I sent it the link. Yeah.
Oh, bro, the word, bro, he just brought me back to some different kind of days. Man said blood clot. Man said, what's the other word? Man said neatly. Man said neatly, you know. Man said, bro, there was another word that he used. I wanted to bust up on the show, but bring up AUDLEY A4's Harrison, bro. This is what I'm trying to say. Because he's got so much energy, he's mixing in. It's going to be kind of hard for him to get to the young demographic because he's kind of like, I don't know. He's got knowledge, obviously, and Dino is a very intelligent man. But, you know, he should write a book. He definitely should write a book because as someone said on the chat, mental breakdown, that ain't no joke.
That ain't no joke.
That ain't no joke. To come back from man said AUDLEY is the best. He said, I have real tears in my eyes, right? Yeah, chirps. That was the word. Man used that word. Big up Bobby, right? Man used the word like chirp. Hold on. Someone said, yeah, Chris Andre Boxing said, someone check on Gary's well-being. My man's gonna stroke out from stress. Yes. Bro, this show is too much fire. It's just too much fire. Man, big up Chris Andre Boxing. We are having a hell of a show tonight. And it all started by Liam Figures chatting about the man smash and Robinson.
Gary's taking liberties, you know. Go look at the.
I see it. That was your face, Spence. That was your real face on the thing. Spence is looking sleepy. Yeah, this is the best thing. There is no other way you want to spend your Sunday night other than being with Spencer Fearon, Tunde Ajayi, the man behind the cam. And this is the beauty of the show, that we have the ability to just phone, you know, stars of the sport, past and present, and really get an opinion from them. And it's just, this is the sport we love. But I'm going to say it again, AUDLEY Harrison, sometimes when people are so energetic in what they're saying, it's easy to call them mad. But you can't be mad having done all those deals and walking into...
He brought Eddie Hearn into Sky to find out how to do pay-per-view.
Imagine.
Eddie Hearn was oblivious to it. Didn't know how it worked.
Imagine. He brought Eddie Hearn into the thing.
I want man to realize that. Straight standard.
Yeah, trust me. And Fifi said it again. He said, on what show would we ever get this type of content? No show.
No show, bro.
No show.
None.
Only this.
My black book is very powerful, but the thing about it is this, it only gets powerful because Tunde keeps on bigging it up to give it more power.
Yeah, come on, Spencer. You know you're my boy. But, Bob, we are just, it's just lovely. It's just lovely. And it's a very energetic show. And we continue to really pay homage to those that support us, our show, and what we're doing. Because we're just being ourselves.
Country taking liberties, you know. Country said, country does expect your face coming like when Sugar Boy Green thump you in your chest. Man, don't know about Sugar Boy Green. Sugar Boy Green. We had a teacher. I was at sixth form, yeah, Mr. Rangel, yeah. Mr. Rangel from Trinidad and Tobago. And he was bro, this man was a serious teacher, you know. He used to teach us business studies and economics. And it's like, he was a man that said, when you have parents' evening, like you're 16, parents' evening, my mom go down there, he's saying to my mom, what you got to do, you got to make the boy drink black coffee, wake him up at 2 o'clock in the morning and drink black coffee and study right till 8 o'clock.
Yes. I need to meet that teacher. Right. That's my dad.
I remember we went to Country's dad, yeah? Mr. Clutty, God rest his soul in paradise, beautiful human being. And Country's dad, being an old Ghanaian, you know that man, all they do is study. When they come out the room, they study. Country's dad was shaking on his hand hard, but the man, it's true, that's what you got to do. I said, yeah. Boy, big up Mr. Rangel. I wonder if he's still alive. Beautiful man, I'd love to see him.
But what he should have said is, your face looked like when I punch in your belly.
What is this? Country knows his drama because the daddy broke you up at Big Girls. I told Country straight, so Country can back up on that. Punch out.
You never broke up that. Bro, you're delusional.
I punch him out so bad until he became a cockney. He was like, oh, I got my calm down, mate.
You're delusional, bro. You are delusional. Anyway, bro, don't even start. Don't even start because I'll run you out of this thing.
Cool AUDLEY Harrison. I said, for what, bro? No, cool AUDLEY Harrison. Now, all this exciting, got their story, but I know that when he starts his thing, you know,
bro, AUDLEY Harrison. The man chat about Epstein. the man talked about Bill Cosby. He spoke about Anne Robinson. He went in. He talked about Mariah Carey. Bro, you can't beat AUDLEY Harrison.
Nah, he doesn't think with Mariah Carey. Everyone knows that.
He what?
He done a thing with Mariah Carey. I'm telling you this.
Wow. With Mariah.
Remember, I know he slept with, they done a thing. I know if he did beat, but I know he done a thing with it. Man, I have to realize this, you know. 2000, when he won the Olympic gold medal in 2000, I was in, remember I done that documentary on BBC about Jamaica and the Maroons. That's when I was in Jamaica when he won the Olympics. So he won the Olympics in September. I was in August. I was in Jamaica then, yeah, filming this documentary for BBC. I come back. AUDLEY just won the gold. AUDLEY at a party down in Brown's nightclub in the West.
Sorry, Spence. I'm very rude for keep on interrupting you, but I'm just saying. Man said, Gary said he's still sweating. AUDLEY has rubbed up on Spencer now. Bro, Spencer, you started to give us these stories, man. We can't talk like this on this is YouTube.
No, I don't care. I don't business, right? AUDLEY at a party, 2000, yeah, for his Olympic celebration. Yeah? Bruv, it was the who's who of anybody that was doing anything.
Yeah.
Brother, you know what? Spud and Sparks was there, you know?
Come on, bro.
I remember like that man and like the bouncer man tried to stop me and Spud would always say, if you see how hot I'm on, then I'm an undefeated pro. I'd hot up this man, ridiculous. The doorman till he's like, no, you lot just come in. Bro, the party was wild, bro.
I need to hear the Mariah Carey story though. We need to get him back. I need to hear the full lowdown of Mariah Carey stuff, fam. Mariah on fire. Yo, are you mad? Mariah Carey? Nah.
Remember, AUDLEY Harrison was an ugly guy. And he was a heavyweight.
Tall, dark, handsome. Yeah,
right?
AUDLEY Harrison was on bits. AUDLEY Harrison. You know what?
Them times there, man used to go China Whites. I go China Whites, Audley Harrison would just buy off the bar. You know what I mean? We'd reach down there, he'd just buy off the bar. I said, oh boy, I'm just taking a couple bottles them times there. Country knows when I was champagne spinning. I just take a couple bottles.
SJ Fitness said the solicitors are ready. Bro, I told you, you got, bro. Anyway, it weren't me. I never called no Epstein name. Bro,
all I'm saying
is
on
a different level of power.
About your holding vote, about let's vote on the thing. Let's vote.
Bro, everybody wanted to. Bro, everybody said 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Everybody wanted to hear Audley. Everybody. So it's not my fault. The voice of the people is the voice of God.
Don't worry, man. You know what? I know that I'm gonna get all the Claressa tomorrow, so maybe we could run with Claressa tomorrow evening. You know, because I know she got a lot to say, but it's just her battery ran out and bop and all the rest of it. But
okay, I mean, well, listen. Regardless, the fight is right. Will never be held to one person. We are the power. We can do a show on our own. It would have been great to have.
No, I'm just saying, but I just want to give her that because she was proper like, oh yeah, real answer. Come on the thing, And
it must be a reason. Must be a reason.
Yeah. Because her battery's still there. Because I'm trying to thingy to her and I can't get her, but it's all good. Yeah. Don't worry.
Hopefully we'll get her tomorrow. Miss Ringside, she knows this show. Man said YouTube pigs versus True Chinese. Spencer giving us some dirty content right there, some blue movie content. What's the matter with him? Some over 80s content. Anyway,
listen, I know that he did beat, well, not beat it, but I know he was round her. I remember that.
Oh well. Anyway, please stop talking this talk. This is a boxing channel. Man talking about beat like his name Michael Jackson. beat. Gary, don't worry, mate. We're gonna calm down your blood pressure. Okay? I know your blood pressure has been high this evening because Spencer is on a mad thing. But Audley Harrison has been the highlight of this show. I know this show was built CLARESSA Shields, but Audley Harrison done his thing tonight. Audley Harrison done his thing. He gave us in that short 10-15 minutes, could have been longer than that, but it felt like eternity. He really wrapped up the show for us. So we've gone on 47 minutes longer than we anticipated, but I must say it was worth it, Spence. It was worth it. It was worth it.
Because when Tunde gets me started, I just feel like to just ring up certain people. Little figures.
Bro, this is what I say. I can't wait till next Sunday. Hold on. What fights is next week? Is there anything? Is any watch along fight next week?
Yeah, Danny Jacobs next week.
That ain't no watch along fight.
John Ryder. Nah, it's a good fight, son.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a watch.
It's a good fight. I'm telling you, it's a good fight.
It's a good fight, but is it a watch along fight? This is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. I think
if me and you're talking about it's a watch along fight. That's the rules.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. We'll put out to a vote, the public, and we see what's going on. But Fifi, another classic episode. Have a great night to all the people in the chat. Tunde and Spencer. Until next time, thank you very much. Roadman Science says, big show, adaptation under any circumstance. And this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We just adapted the thing. And not many, there ain't many, if any, that can do that, Spence, on this. Big up 84 Boxing. Christopher Anthony said, mad show, bro, proper things. M, Fire, G Chains, Gary, bless up. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we end is how we start. And how we start is how we end. And let's finish by saying, dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the support. Tick, like, and subscribe to the Stamina for Sale YouTube channel. The Fight is Right. Peace, 2 fingers. We'll see you in the week.